thought it'd be. Hello, everyone. You are listening to a very historic episode of the Maibalzich podcast, episode 8. I'm here joined by my friend, my pal, my workmate, my battle brother, my musical bard. It's Josh. Josh, what's your last name? I ask because there's another Josh Milan, who I'll have on here someday. He's a teenage heartthrob. He's a pop singer. But in the meantime, I got you.
Well, let me tell you right now, Alan, I am all you need. I am the only Josh you need in your life. The only Josh anyone needs in their life. No one needs this Josh Mulan. This motherfucker who thinks he's some sort of Disney princess.
Yo, he's a Disney princess, alright.
I'm not completely comfortable revealing my full name, but I'm going to tell you right now.
You're Josh. You don't gotta reveal nothing.
I am a Josh. I am referred to often as Josh the Wash because I, as the children say, clean up.
What?
Yeah, it's like I'm so fucking badass that I will literally do what needs to be done.
Oh, you're a cleaner.
Well, I'm a cleaner of women.
Whoa.
But not in the sense of a cleaner of restrooms. I am just so fucking amazing that once I'm on the scene, ain't nobody gotta worry about jack shit.
Oh, jeez. That's badass. I respect you.
You shouldn't.
Yeah. Well,
you don't respect a god.
Well, god damn it. Look, you bought McDonald's, and now you're up on your pedestal. Alright? We got some iced tea. It may or may not be spiked. You can't prove it. But we're here chilling, and I wanted to do this episode. I wrote notes, because we're going to get lost.
Ooh, you fucking nerd. You wrote notes.
I'm a nerd. I need to write more notes. I'm trying to get better at this thing, because I need a better mic. If you're hearing some rumbling, it's because I chose to leave my AC on, because every time I do it with Grace, record, not do it, it's disgusting. She's a witch.
She's not a very clean woman.
She's not clean. She's the opposite of you.
I like Grace. I respect her. But I gotta be honest with myself.
Uh-oh. You're hearing it here. We have our first...
I'm just gonna say that, you know what?
First drama. Maibalzich drama.
We live in the southern United States.
Uh-oh.
We live in central Texas. We're getting a cold front next week. Y'all know what it's gonna be, Alan?
Hold on, wait, what? We're getting a cold front?
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna be getting a fucking cold front.
This is news.
Let me tell you, we're gonna be going all the way down. We're going deep down. It's gonna be full on sweater weather, baby. It's gonna go all the way deep.
Holy shit!
It's gonna go, as you might say, it's gonna go balls deep.
Oh, that is on brand.
It is gonna go down all the way to the high 80s.
Fuck Randy Beamer. This is a Maibalzich exclusive. I didn't know this. This is why Josh is a critical character in the Maibalzich universe, the MU.
That's when I bring all the newsworthy accolades.
Holy shit!
High 80s in Central Texas next week. Put on the joggers, folks.
That is not cold. Look, that's still good news.
It's all about perspective, Alan.
We do need it, because,
we need it like we need the rain.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring Evelyn into this story. She posted something on Facebook that, she was mad that it's still hot and it's fall. And one of her friends, who lives in Colorado, says, hey, no. She was sad because her AC broke.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was like, fuck. And then her friend's like, don't worry, it's getting cooler now, at least. And she's like, dude, you live in Colorado. It's like 50 degrees. Like, yeah, I guess you're right. Like,
God, what a fucking asshole.
Meanwhile, it's still...
I'm going to say it again, folks. Learn some perspective.
Yeah, you're right.
Get some perspective.
It's still good news. I shouldn't be a Debbie Downer. slowly but surely we'll get some cool weather and yeah.
Get the cold weather, get the soup weather, get the sweater weather, and you know what? Maybe put on a Christmas special or two. We'll get there eventually.
A Christmas special. Maybe a holiday special.
I don't know, Alan.
Starring Chewbacca and family.
You're getting a little PC there, mate.
Maybe some Princess Leia singing the Song of Life Day.
I don't like where this is going.
Maybe maybe a Luke Skywalker with a zombie-looking face paint on his face because he just got in an accident. You know, just telling old grumpy Chewbacca. What's his mom's? No, Chewbacca. I'm talking about the holiday special.
I understand what you're talking about.
I'm trying to remember Chewbacca's wife's name.
Ain't no one remembers their... Bruh, no one watches that thing more than once. Lest their eyes bleed.
I've seen it twice.
Lest their head spins 180 degrees.
And we're going to watch it again. Whether or not you will be with us, me and my other buddy Adam are trying to figure out how to do commentaries. And we might do some movies that we love, movies that we don't love. But I am totally down to do some for the holiday special. Because I heard news that Jon Favreau wants to do another holiday special.
Oh, no.
I didn't look into it. It's probably, I don't know what it is. The fucking podcast wouldn't load. My phone was being weird. But they were talking about it on one of those little Star Wars podcasts. And you know what? Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's corny. It's old. It's the 70s. Yes, Chewbacca's father is jerking off to a holographic alien woman.
Yes,
in
Chewbacca
VR.
is confirmed to be a nudist.
And it's a weird scene because the little kid walks up, a little lumpy. But it's whatever, man. It's the holiday special.
Well, Alan.
Carrie Fisher sang her heart out.
Well, Alan, I'll tell you this.
We're gonna watch it.
I'm a slut for holiday specials. I'm a slut for the Star Wars.
Yeah.
The War in the Stars. I'll sit through this travesty with you. I won't let you go through hell by yourself, my friend.
Thank you. I need a few friends that'll stick by me when I'm watching such things. And it's probably not gonna happen.
Oh, never say never, friend.
You know, we're saying it live on the air, so I think it's gonna happen. So anyway.
Exactly, we're saying it live on the air. We gotta do it now.
Yo, they're literally listening to us now. I'm looking at my notes. Let's move on. So we were watching video game stuff earlier. I play games. You play games. We're talking about a Robocop game. Now it doesn't exist.
It did exist.
But you got me really, like, my imaginary, Yoo-hoo was doing the old and a RoboCop game. Now, how do we begin?
Ooh, I think there's a couple of different steps you might have to take.
Do we have to choose a publisher, a developer? Or is this like so in the fantasy realm that we're just making it ourselves?
I think we would. Let's keep it into the fantasy realm right now. No, there's not exactly a lot of good. I'm gonna say quote unquote good publishers right now. There's a lot of talented publishers, but off the top of my head right now, I can't think of anyone that would be great at doing this just because of the current landscape of the video game genre itself. Now, I don't know about you, but I imagine a Robocop game being sort of a half open world-ish / half really tight story, linear story video game.
You know what? I know we're making up our own developer, but I'm automatically my mind goes to Rockstar. Rockstar-esque, because RoboCop takes place in a 1980s. I was gonna say mythical. It's an alternate Detroit, and it's a very satirical setting. Like it's like a skewed pro capitalism, pro propaganda, pro like it's just nuts. It's like a Grand Theft Auto game where it's
Right.
making fun of society.
Right.
And
No.
so
Yeah. I will be honest. Rockstar. It wasn't at the top of my head, and you're right. I can totally picture. Like, it doesn't have to be as big as some other high end open world games. This doesn't have to be the size of fucking Scotland.
yeah, it could just be Detroit. I mean, he never leaves Detroit, so just make a a shopping district, make what do you call it, the all the warehouses, the industrial district,
I guess you could call it that.
where the dude gets spilled with slime and he's like, "Arrgh!"
Yeah.
And you got that water where supposedly he walks on water, and you could like go back to that little lake and relive your favorite moments. But
Yeah, but
it could be like the movie, the original, but when you were talking about it earlier, you said that we can improve upon it.
right.
It's not just like you wake up as Robocop and then you only get the gun in his leg and maybe the auto aim.
Right. Well, what I was talking about was, as badass as RoboCop is in the original movie, I'm not going to talk about the sequels or
No.
the god awful 2014 remake.
Although a jetpack would be kind of cool.
Exactly. So what I was talking about was a lot of the cooler aspects of RoboCop are still limited by the time, but during the time frame he was developed. The movie and all that.
Yeah.
You could really suit up RoboCop a bit, like you said. Maybe give him a jetpack. Doesn't have to be anything major, like give him something that could give him sort of a double jump esque like ability. Maybe let him switch out certain weapons. He doesn't have to keep his signature handgun.
Now the original RoboCop. I'm thinking, okay.
Maybe give him a badass motorcycle.
Ooh, now we're kind of mixing the new RoboCop. Because the new RoboCop, he gets a motorcycle, he can jump, he can run.
Well, exactly. See, when I call the 2014 RoboCop movie terrible, it's just a really bad story. It's a bad character. It's not great characters. It's not great. I just think it's not a good movie. But I think they really got down a lot of what it takes to make a modern a modern RoboCop.
What if? Because I enjoyed the movie. The writing was kind of blah, but the idea of a RoboCop. If you take it, let's say you stick to the 80s, maybe make it a little bit more modern. It depends. Like,
exactly. But you want to keep that 80s dystopian society from the original film, but you want to make it sort of like, with the technology we see, with the tools we see. We want to take a little bit more inspiration from maybe the more modern RoboCop.
Make it a little smart, but still like tongue in cheek. You could still aim at the dick, and
oh please, the dick has its own hitbox.
Yeah.
You blast that thing, there's going to be a unique blast hole in the crotch. You're going to have NPCs grabbing their groin, crying out in pain as the blood squirts out of what used to be their ball sack.
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way right now. This game is going to have so much blood. It's going to be the leading charge in like blood on a video game.
This is going to be the top rated MA game out there. This is going to be on par with Doom, the new Doom game.
I was going to say, what game has good blood? Doom, maybe the new Resident Evil. I haven't really played it yet, but I imagine that has good blood.
Yeah, it's RoboCop. You want it to be gory. You want it to be action-packed.
Yeah.
So yeah, make it...
It's got to have some arcadey, fun. Because, okay, let's say the game starts off in Detroit. Dun 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 dun. The music kicks in, and then you're Murphy, human form.
Now hold on. Are we Murphy or are we another RoboCop?
I like the idea of just sticking to Murphy. Because if we just create our own dude, then it might as well be Deus Ex or Cyberpunk, or because Cyberpunk's probably going to be the closest thing we get to this anyway.
Yeah,
Create your own cyber person, but This is Robocop.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? Murphy, at the end of any of the movies, it's always implied that he's still Robocop.
Yeah.
There's no going back once you lose 90% of your body.
There's always going to be other wannabe Robocops from other corporations. They're trying to mimic. You could throw in that Asian dude that's a samurai. He could come in and you have to fight him and his twins.
Now, why don't you have... Now, hold on.
At 209, you got to fight that dude.
Let's throw in a new Robocop anyways for a little co-op action.
Ah.
You know, maybe this might be a linear story, but, you know, maybe there's an optional second player for an optional second player.
Well, yeah, if you want to expand it, yeah, like maybe his partner. I mean, I like her as a human. I can't remember the name right now, but you know, she's the cool chick that Murphy's tagged with, and you could play as her as a human, or maybe we're just for strictly multiplayer. You want to have like different RoboCops running around Detroit.
Well, maybe let's stay away from multiplayer. Like I said, I imagine this as being a tight linear story with an open world. Not really something where you're gonna go death battle with this shit. You're not gonna go with a battle royale with.
Because you'll be fighting other robots.
Most definitely, if there is a multiplayer, it would definitely be sort of maybe a class-based one where you have a team of unique RoboCops, like you get to build your own sort of RoboCop character simply for
like a bigger, heavy arms type of RoboCop with bigger arms, and you can have like a sleek one that runs quicker, and then maybe he can do stealth.
Well, those could definitely be some upgrades you might be able to pick up on the field, but I was thinking sort of more like the classic Halo multiplayer, so where you can sort of design your own character.
Yes. See,
but that's basically all it is. It's all just cosmetic. Everyone is stat-wise the same, but you might be able to pick up different weapons, or you might pick up different vehicles or power-ups while you're playing.
That's what I want in single player, because you could start off as Murphy. You get shot up, and it'll be the mission where it teaches you the basics of hiding and gunning. You aim for the dudes, you're killing them. It's your basic training level. But then, of course, you get shot up. Red Foreman comes out, boom, and then they kill him, and then the dude's like, ha ha, I took her out, ha! Then you gotta add him in there. And then, they build you, it's like a cutscene straight out of the Kojima Productions, and then you get turned on, and that's when the real training begins. You learn to walk, and you start off a little bit slow, you start off a little bit, jarry, but in the course of the game, you pick up new joints, new legs. You can upgrade your targeting system. You can upgrade, you could even upgrade your hacking, your little thing that comes out of your fist, your speech. Maybe your character in the context of the story starts remembering his family, and the more times you visit your family and your son, you start unlocking more shit like that.
Now, see, I want to stop you right there because. Well, I like what you're going on with, but it sounds to me like you're just trying to make a video game out of the actual movie rather than.
No, that's just the groundwork. From there, it just gets you can customize what color is he, what kind of armor.
Right. Well, that's good. Me personally, what I'm picturing is after the movie. That's where I imagine this video game taking.
The movie will just be the movie events will just be like the first 3 hours of the game.
Oh, not even. I'm talking about first level is the ending of the movie. That's your tutorial right there.
Yeah.
You're given a short cutscene about the history of the character.
Well, what's the first boss that he ever fights? That's the Ed 209, right?
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I want to say yes, but I'm also going to say no.
But
I'm also going to say yes.
Because in this game, that would probably be the easiest guy to take down, because he's a looming threat in the movie, but...
In reality, he's just a regular guy.
If you find a staircase, you got that dude.
He'll fall over. But I mean, the game, that's basically it. The game's going to show you, alright, well, this is how you fight these enemies, and it's the giant chicken walker, and the tutorial ends with... Oh yeah, use your auto aiming to shoot the big bad guy in the ball sack.
Yeah.
And that's the tutorial. It's the ending of the game, and because I love Robocop, but the whole point is that he's not a character he's not a character himself.
Yeah.
More so, it's about him discovering who he was. And the video game would be, at least the story mode would be about exploring some more of that. Like he knows who he is, but he doesn't know all there is. Maybe he can go visit his family. Maybe he can unlock his memories more. We get more little cutscenes of Robo Dad throwing the old pigskin to his 12-year-old son, and it ends up going. He ends up throwing it and ends up hitting some fucker in the head in the next city over.
Yeah.
So you get like that fun little stuff, touching on what the movie was about, but overall the game is about what comes next. What happens? Where's RoboCop's happily ever after? Where is it going? Does he get one?
He doesn't. He's just RoboCop.
Exactly, but he's not RoboCop. Is the whole theme of it, which is the whole theme of the movie. He's not RoboCop. He's Eddie. What's his first name? It's something Murphy.
Is it? I should know this because this is one of my favorite.
Because I just caught myself. I was about to say he's Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
It's just like, he's not Eddie Murphy.
It's not Alex, is it?
Look, he's Murphy.
I'm looking it up, man. This is horrible.
All right, you do that. I'm gonna keep yabbering on.
Yeah, keep going on about the.
So to me we got the multiplayer. It's a whole customizable, design your own quote unquote RoboCop. Maybe the story could be about a new branch of the company creating more RoboCops. Maybe that's the whole point of the story. Now you're trying to take out this new branch of this big corporation because you took out the main bad guy and his Ed 209s, but now you got the company realizing, holy shit, RoboCop's a fucking badass. Let's get more of them, but this time, let's fix the whole individuality thing. So the story opens up. He frees the first RoboCop, the second RoboCop that comes after him. The story is just about him and his ragtag team of other cops. Maybe he teams up with a few gangsters and criminals, and he has this new RoboCop Jr. by his side. And so
wait, RoboCop Jr.?
Yeah, I refer to this new RoboCop as the RoboCop Jr. because you're going to have that whole. It's gonna be like Woody and fucking Buzz Lightyear, where it's just like, you are a toy, but it's reversed. You are not a RoboCop.
It's Alex Murphy.
It is Alex. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So you got Alex Murphy, and he's taken this other RoboCop that was sent to try and kill him, and he knocks him out, and he's trying to restore this other RoboCop's individuality, trying to help him remember them who they are, because maybe it's a guy, maybe it's a woman.
Hold on. Well, maybe okay. When you said that maybe it's Alex Murphy or maybe it's not, maybe you're just. I like the idea that it's like ambiguous. Like, the RoboCop is you. If we're delving too deep into like Metal Gear Solid 5, where like you're this unbeatable super war badass. You're the RoboCop. Maybe that could even be on the fucking package. You're the RoboCop. And then it's like, you're Alex Murphy, but maybe his memories, maybe his identity slowly fades, and you take over Alex Murphy, and you get all these other wannabe RoboCops.
Oh, that's kind of a dick move to Alex then. Like, he was just getting his memories back.
Well, I mean, you could still, like, learn his memories and recover them, but you over the course of the game, you start becoming the RoboCop, because there's no going back to Alex Murphy.
So, hold on. Are you the RoboCop as in you're in Alex Murphy's body? Or are you another RoboCop and Alex Murphy
No.
like in a coma or something?
You're Alex Murphy. Like, you could take off your mask and you show his little rubbery face, and he's like, there's that scene where he's looking at himself and he's like touching himself, and he's like, and then the partner's like, don't worry, Murphy, don't worry. And I don't know. I like the idea. Like I guess I'm thinking about like. Maybe he's not gonna talk that much. He'll still have like a voice, but
It'd mostly be a responsive voice.
yeah, like over the course of the game, like you are making these decisions where you got these bad RoboCops that are just kind of doing their own thing, and it's up to you if you want to be Law and Order, or if you just want to go raid every fucking crack house and drug, warehouse and just shoot up everyone. Which, I mean, you're gonna do that anyway because it's fun. Like,
Right.
those are the dungeons of the game. You just go into a random warehouse and there's like so many people, and you scan the room. It's like that's when it's like Batman.
Right. Well, this is why I kind of want. But this is why I kind of envision the game. My vision of the game. Why it would be taking place after the movie, because that way we get all of that out of the way immediately. Like, because it sounds like.
Oh wait, I just remembered. Cause
what do you remember?
Oh, because Ed 209, he's not the main villain. It's the Red Foreman guy. Like he's human.
Well, we're referring to them as the same guy, so.
Well, no, because like he's working. I don't know if he's not working for the.
He's the big CEO of the company that made Robocop, ain't he?
No. That's the other guy. He gets killed by Red Foreman. Red Foreman, I forget the real name. You know what? I'm the most horrible RoboCop fan.
We all are. There ain't no such thing as a real RoboCop fan.
I need to pull. No.
Pull up some of the information on your phone real quick. I
had the cast right here.
All right. So, anyways. Yeah, but I like that. I like that idea. But when we're talking about like the RoboCop game, it's either going to be trying to recreate the movie and trying to recreate the beats, or it's going to be something completely different. It's a whole new RoboCop. It's not Alex Murphy anymore.
Clarence Boddicker.
Cool. Or thirdly, it's going to be taking part of the film itself, but like after the film.
I just want to watch the movie again. I think we're supposed to do a commentary on that movie too.
That's down the line. Put it on the list.
Yeah, but no, I'm just getting excited for this made-up game that we're doing. I mean,
that's never going to exist. Yeah,
I think our ideas are kind of aligned, but it's
they're
like
not exactly intercepting.
Because I don't know, I kind of like the idea of it being open world.
Same.
And once you get the whole like some of the story beats out of the way, then you upgrade, and then you end up going further and further away from the original, 80-something RoboCop and start going towards the new 2014 RoboCop, but you're still the same RoboCop. And you can choose if you want this sleek black body, or you can choose if you want the classic silver.
Or maybe you want a body that's more suited for running. Maybe you want a body that's more suited for lifting heavy objects. Maybe you're a RoboCop who's designed to lift up, I don't know, concrete blocks and cars off people. But instead you're using that to throat punch people, and next thing you know, their heads flying across the fucking baseball field.
Look, this game could be easily made by any studio worth its dime. But to be a good RoboCop game, it's got to be something on the level of Rockstar.
I think you're actually right there. I'll admit that I was wrong, that there wasn't any game company, game developer out there.
There might be some Japanese developers out there who might be able to do it.
RoboCop's an American property. I don't think I would...
Yeah. Well, no, because he does do those commercials.
He does. RoboCop was very popular in Japan, so I can definitely see some Japanese game developers doing something, but I don't see putting like an entire...
They wouldn't understand the whole nuances of the whole, like...
Yeah, RoboCop is important due to the context of the Americanism of it.
Although the director was from another country, and it was his interpretation of American culture, so maybe, like...
You're right, maybe an outside view would be needed. Because after all, RoboCop, the whole idea of RoboCop was that it was an extremist view on America during the time.
What if they wanted to do it modern times? Like, let's say...
They kind of did about 5 years ago.
Let's say, instead of that movie, which had whatever writing, but Michael Keaton was, he's pretty cool. He was a good enough villain.
Right, he's Michael Keaton.
And the main guy that they got, at first I didn't like him, but, it's the writing. It's how they, And I like the idea of how in the movie he starts off, he remembers everything, but he gets to see his heart and lungs, and that's it. And he's like, holy shit, I'm dead. Kill me. Pull the plug now. Don't tell my wife. And then the guy, Michael Keaton's like, nope, take that away. Make him more of a robot. Make him lose emotion. I want him a killing machine. And then over the course of the movie, instead of finding his humanity, he loses it. And so they kind of did a little twist.
But he still ends up finding it.
But by the end, it comes back around.
Because his robot version ends up deducing that what happened to him.
So in the game that we're putting forth, do we want to have him more or less alive at the beginning, and then over the course lose it, or do we want to gain it, and that would be the choice of the player?
I would definitely, since I'm seeing this as a continuation of the movie, for me, he would already be aware he would be Alex Murphy, but not the Alex Murphy that was. Not yet. His character would evolve as you play the game, and he would start off still as Robocop, but I'm not Robocop, I am Alex Murphy, and then it would evolve as he unlocks more memories, as he unlocks more of his emotions, as he continues to become Alex Murphy. Because the movie ended with him taking those first steps of recovery. He was still he was arguably still Robocop, the Robocop that they created at the end of the original movie. And so what I would want would be a continuation of that path that he stepped on. He would still be a quote-unquote robotic cop.
What if?
But he would still go on that path. He would still go out, meet his family, stop the crimes, shoot the bad guys in the dick. But he would be finding out more about his humanity as time goes.
This is a controversial idea.
Hot take.
It's a hot take. What if by the end of the game, or it's a DLC, you get your upgrades, and then there's an upgrade where the technology is so advanced that the final form of your Robocop body...
Robo-penis.
No, you're not a penis. You're back to Alex Murphy.
Oh, so he's still...
with a cybernetic body, but he's more of a Terminator.
Okay, so when you say that he's clearly still a robot underneath.
Yeah, but you got the skin. You're walking around as Alex Murphy, but you're
I could see that, honestly. I mean, in a world where there's chicken robots and you can turn a dead man into a half cop, into a half robot cop, I could definitely see them just making the body a bit more leaner, putting on some fakes in. I could see that being the happy ending of the whole thing. Once he fully becomes the Alex Murphy that he was.
Or get this, you have the option to become. You get maybe a scientist that you're working with that works at the police station. She, towards the end, she's like, "I finally did it, Murphy. You're able to have your old body back, kind of." And then it shows you your human body. And you could go around and bust some heads as Alex Murphy in the original body. But you could always choose to wear the Robocop armor and be the robot body. And if you want to be the Juggernaut version, you could still choose the Juggernaut body. Or if you want to be human. And that's just up to the player.
Well, if they did that, I would definitely see the whole Alex Murphy body just being a cosmetic skin.
Yeah, it's all cosmetic.
It's basically just a do-over on the default skin.
Yeah, like really in the gameplay, it will not really matter much because you're getting shot up and the skin will just kind of flay away and
right.
But in the context of the story, it could be like, oh wow, he gets to be Alex Murphy. Now is he gonna choose to go back to Alex Murphy, or is he gonna choose to be the Robocop?
Okay, now I'm liking where this is going, because this could totally go on with the whole beats of him rediscovering his Alex Murphy. I'm going to take a step back to just real quick talk about another game this is reminding me of. Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I said that completely wrong. Forgive me, I have a speech impediment, people.
Yeah, we all do.
Yes. So The Force Unleashed, to those who don't know, was a game based in the Star Wars universe about Darth Vader's hidden apprentice. Now the story was about the character. You play as the apprentice after Darth Vader basically betrays him. And he goes on to create the rebellion, or at least he helps create it. But at the end of the game, you're given a choice because as you're going on, it's sort of like he's discovering the light side as he finds friends and allies, and as he falls in love. But he's also falling into the darkness because he wants revenge against Darth Vader. So at the end of the game, you have the choice: do you die as a Jedi, or do you kill Darth Vader and become a Sith Lord?
I forgot what I chose, but
Well, I played the game like crazy when I was younger, and I chose. So I first chose the Jedi path because why the fuck not?
yeah.
And I eventually chose the dark side just because I wanted that cool robot body. But that could definitely be more or less the beats the game is
I
trying to
think I chose
beat.
the light side because I was mad about doesn't Juno die, the girl, or is she still alive?
Juno is the pilot, right?
The pilot, yeah.
Yeah. She survives. Right before the final mission, she and Starkiller, the apprentice, they have a little make-out session where it's just like, oh, I think I love you. Oh my god, I think I love you.
Yeah. She was cool. I liked her. Little trivia. When Mass Effect came out, I named my I had female shepherd, and I named her Juno. Not after the movie Juno, but after the pilot from that game. I was like, why not? So Juno Shepherd, it was just it was the best 3 video game, long story. Like, I can't even form the words, but
No worries.
it's just like Mass Effect 1 through 3. It was a great story. Juno Shepherd, she was a strong female character, and you just can't make that shit up,
Right. So
I think that's why I'm on this whole like make your own decisions and you put more of yourself into these characters, because like you could play Uncharted all day and night, but you're still playing as Nathan Drake, and you can't really make decisions for him because he's still this whatever dude.
Yeah, and I get that because now this is the fun part about the whole throwing around ideas. Because now the paths have intercepted, Alan.
Yes.
Because because here's the thing. Now we're getting into the whole do the choices you make matter. What would Robocop do?
What would
Robocop Alex Murphy do?
Yes.
Now you got this whole... Because remember, at the beginning of the game, you're in that in-between mark. Are you Robocop, or are you going to be Alex Murphy? You just started to rediscover your humanity. You're just starting to discover your memories.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Whose memories do you start to remember? And who's remembering them?
Shit.
Because if you're Alex Murphy, some of your memories are going to be biased towards certain events. But if you're Robocop, you're going to see those same memories in a different light. Maybe you're Alex Murphy and you managed to stop a bad guy from hurting a family.
Yeah.
But maybe you're Robocop, and all you see is you stopping a dangerous criminal.
It's true.
Maybe you're Alex Murphy, and really all you're seeing is a kid out of luck, desperate, looking for money to feed his toddler child.
Or is your robot mind telling you that this human doesn't even count the age or doesn't consider any of that?
All he sees is a criminal breaking the law.
Yeah, and so
He doesn't see a 19-year-old holding up.
I like that idea because I was gonna bring up what's one of his famous catchphrases: "Dead or alive, you're coming with me." Now, is it gonna be dead, or is it gonna be alive? You have the option to kill them. You go full R-rated,
And here's the fun
and
part.
blast their head off.
We're in the game. He says that once.
Or you could just shoot them in the nuts, and then they're still alive, and you just round them up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In the game, he'll say that line twice. He'll say it to a criminal,
Mm-hmm.
but then later on, he'll say it to himself.
Wait.
He's telling himself, Alex Murphy, dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Oh man.
It doesn't matter if he's Alex Murphy or if he's RoboCop. Either way, he's gonna have to do something. Either Alex Murphy is going to end up dying again, or he will come alive.
Maybe he's got to go rescue the partner. Maybe she set out a distress beacon, and
Maybe he's got to choose to give mercy to the bad guy.
maybe the guy who programmed, was it? I think it was the new movie. The Michael Keaton programmed his body to not be able to kill him because that's against his programming. And then that same guy has the partner, and RoboCop's not allowed to rescue her or rescue anyone because someone smarter than me will figure it out. But like they'll make it to where it's against operating procedure to fucking do the mission, and that's when he does the dead or alive bit, and you have to choose. Okay, you're gonna go with your human side and save these people, or you're just gonna follow orders, and maybe that's like, I don't know. There's so many different options.
Because the morality of the decisions you make are going to matter. This is gonna be one of those games. It's not, and this is gonna be one of those games where you're going to be given options of what to say, what to do,
because
where to go.
I'm gonna want to pick the human side. I'm gonna want to be Alex Murphy, but still be RoboCop.
You're gonna want to be Alex Murphy, but you're gonna want the option to be the badass, unfailing killing machine. And if that's how you want to play the game, by all means, go for it. There is no wrong answer. This game is going to explore there's no black or right in the real world. It's going to be the grayness of morality. It doesn't matter if you're Alex Murphy or RoboCop.
And that's what RoboCop is all about.
It is. It's all about the extremes of the parody, about the extreme capitalism, about the whole, justice and the way it works doesn't work, and all that other jazz. And this game is going to help just explore that more, deeper than the movies ever could.
I'm glad we're recording this because I'm just getting ideas left and right. So, in the game, you're choosing whether or not you want to be a citizen of the law, or do you want to be a killing machine.
No.
And then,
more or less, yeah.
Let's say you decide, okay, you want to be a peaceful cop, and you want to help kids go to the school and shake hands and do all the nice RoboCop stuff.
Yeah, like in the beginning, a kid asks if you could walk him to school a block down, and you can either say of course, and you'll go down, and maybe you confront a bully of his along the way.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could tell the kid to fuck off. You're doing your job.
Don't do drugs. Eat your vegetables. Yay! And then you do nice shit, and of course there's going to be a news at the end of each day or whatever. There's going to be a little news it'll pop up on the bottom. RoboCop helps a local community, blah blah blah, and then it'll be like, everyone loves RoboCop. But if you choose to be a badass and you're just shooting people left and right, RoboCop is at it again. Another 257 deaths. Do people trust the RoboCop? And then they'll have little people saying, we can't trust the RoboCop. We can't trust Omnicorp. This is getting out of control. We need human cops back on the street. And then they'll be like, okay, do you want the public to be afraid of you? And then that just goes more and more into the fucking
exactly.
Red
These
Dead
news
Redemption
segments
shit.
that happen at the end of the day.
And then you have the
These
guy,
are just
I'll
gonna
buy that for $1, and the big tits is like, oh man, it's it doesn't matter.
There you go. That's how you know your progress on which side you're going.
Yeah.
How does the news talk about you?
We need to send this to a company. If anyone's listening to this is just good. Oh man.
And this is just the first bit of what we want to talk about, folks.
Oh no, we're pushing 45 minutes, but I mean, I could go on forever.
Do you want to go on to the next subject, or do you want to keep talking about?
Well,
this?
let's just close it up. I mean, we got an open world game, single player. I mean, maybe okay. How many other games are like this?
I could see something like Mass Effect.
I mean, because I'm thinking Red Dead Redemption is, it's a Western. It's kind of like that, but it's not. I mean, we're talking RoboCop. It's a very specific, satirical piece of,
Of course, but it's not the whole Western. It's the actual design of the game.
Yeah.
No, the whole open world.
I feel like Cyberpunk is going to be sort of like RoboCop, but it's not RoboCop. It's more of a futuristic. It reminds you of Deus Ex, because Deus Ex is kind of like RoboCop, whereas he was a human and he got into an accident, and he wakes up a little bit later with like a mostly cybernetic body, and you get to upgrade it.
Right.
But it's not Robocop.
Nah, it won't be Robocop unless they put motherfucking Robocop in there.
Like, it doesn't have the theme music. His voice is like really stupid. But to have a legit Robocop game with the theme song and just everything.
You're taking a step back real quick. 'Cause I know I've taken a few steps back. But I want to take another fucking step back. Why don't we see Robocop in more shit nowadays? Why doesn't he make a cameo in video games? I can see Robocop making a motherfucking cameo as a Mortal Kombat DLC kit fighter. They put Freddy. They put fucking Kratos. They put motherfucking Spawn. Put Robocop in Mortal Kombat.
The only game I've seen him in is that
It's a gory enough game. Robocop would fit right in.
he was in Broforce, but it wasn't officially Robocop.
Bro.
Have you played that game?
Nope. Never even heard of it.
It's like it's one of those indie games. I think it's made by God. It's that guy who does like the. I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's like online. It's a side scroller, kind of like 8-bit style. It's like in the style of like Contra.
I think I know what you're talking about, man.
And it's got all these 80s action characters with some 90s. You got like Commando, Rambo, Robocop, Judge Dredd, Ripley from Alien, Kill Bill, the bride. You got Neo from the Matrix, Blade. Just all these action characters. Ash from Evil Dead.
Alright, but I thought you were going to say Ash from Pokemon. I'm just
Indiana
like,
Jones. And you're just going through the levels, and there's like blood everywhere, and you're like... But everyone has like a bro name. So it's Brobocop.
So it's basically
Rambro.
like... It's basically dancing around the legality of using these characters.
But it's fun, but... That's the closest we've gotten to a Robocop game, but...
Because I'm just going to say, Robocop is an iconic character. You know who he is just by looking at him. You know what he's going to sound like.
I think no one's... Honestly, I think no one's wanted to touch him because he moves so slow. And it's like, oh, that's no fun. He's badass.
Yeah, but that's why we got that new one in 2014. It, like, upgraded Robocop.
That's why our game, you get to upgrade him. Or if you want to keep him boring and slow, you can do that too. But you have to really upgrade his targeting system. Otherwise, people are going to be running circles around you.
Trust me. Like, there's going to be a max level. You can upgrade certain shit. And eventually you're going to reach a point where you just have to upgrade his speed.
Because if we're going by the original Robocop, you can only walk.
Yeah, that's... I mean, don't get me wrong. That's all Robocop needs
to
do.
When you really think about it, Robocop isn't a very efficient cop.
Oh, can we put a JoJo reference in there?
Well, yeah. I mean,
where he's, like, approaching the big bad Robocop of the game, and she's like, "Are you approaching me?"
Freeze, scum.
And, like... The cutscene just ends in that iconic camera frame where it just shows them walking towards each other. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Like if this becomes a thing, that's gonna have to be in it. Because I'm sorry, I don't watch JoJo, I don't read JoJo, but you know what? I know a JoJo reference when I see one.
The only reference I know is the to be continued with Roundabout from Yes playing.
That was only recognizable because it became such a fucking meme.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Alrighty, so next topic of discussion, because I think we've more or less rounded on about a lot of what we want.
Yeah, you get it. We just pitched the best video game you'll ever hear. All right, so
featuring a robotic cop.
You know what? I'll just say I don't even want credit. Just take the idea and make it. I'll pay for it.
I won't. This sounds like it's gonna cost a lot of money, and I'm still paying off some student loans, man.
Well, no, I mean I'll pay for the game. I'm not gonna pay to make it, but somebody make it. Somebody out there. I don't care, man. It just sounds like a good game.
Right. So what's gonna be the next topic, Alan? What's the
I wanted to touch up on Star Wars just a little bit, cause
that's like a whole universe.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a whole galaxy, and I don't just mean in the movie. That's a lot of media to talk about.
I can do an entire podcast series on Star Wars. Look, this is what happened. For a long time, I made a very conscious decision to just not care about anything as far as like news or rumors or anything going on, because I watch way too many of those fucking shows on YouTube where everyone's just discussing, ooh, what did Bob Iger say? Ooh, what did so and so say? Kathleen Kennedy, everyone wants to burn her alive, and I'm like,
no, but seriously, fuck Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, she's horrible, but I'm just saying, I always stayed on like. Because you know me, I love The Last Jedi. I thought it was cool, but
you know, Alan, we're all allowed to be wrong. Sometimes.
No. Let me. I like the movie, but after much soul seeking, and listening to all the news, and listening to how George Lucas felt betrayed by Bob Iger, and how he had his own vision, and how just thinking about where the story has been going. We're just talking about the movies here. I'm a little upset. And this is where, you're going to smile and like...
I'm smiling.
I just got to let it out. I needed to let it out somewhere. While I did enjoy the movies, because I'm going to forever be just in love with Raisey Diddly. That's right.
Look, I love Raisey Diddly. I think she's...
She's a sweetheart. She's great, but... Let's see. Where to begin?
Continue, I'm just going to put this out there. You're allowed to like whatever the fuck you like. You can like it. You can like it however much you want. If you're a big fan of The Last Jedi and the current Star Wars trilogy and all the Star Wars movies, more power to you. I'm happy that you guys like it. But some other people, there are other parts of the fandom that just want to. They want to discuss it. They don't always want to put everything in such a positive light, because covering up the potholes isn't going to fill them up as far as some of us are concerned.
Yeah, like we have this last movie coming out. Hopefully, it'll answer some questions that I have, because as much as I like the movie, it's like visually it's pretty decent, had some great scenes, but I'll admit, like, what the fuck is the First Order? What happened to Coruscant? What happened to the galactic government?
What happened
to like? I mean, yeah, everyone wants to know, including myself. What the fuck is Snoke? Why is he like all of a sudden more powerful than the Emperor ever was? Is he the Emperor? What the fuck? What happened to everything? Like,
why is Raisey Diddly wanting to be a Jedi? She
didn't even know about the.
She didn't want to be a Jedi. She didn't want to join the Resistance. She just wanted to find her parents.
She thought it was
Why folklore. Is she doing all of this?
She thought that was folklore. Finn was like, "Oh, I heard," and then that little bit about, "Oh yeah, Han Solo, the scavenger." No, Han Solo, the general, and like they each have their little like tales of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, and
because here's the thing about someone like Luke. Luke didn't want to be a Jedi in the first trilogy. He just ended up becoming a Jedi. Luke wanted to join the rebellion of his own desires to do good.
Yeah.
Him becoming a Jedi was just a part of him achieving that dream of doing good. Why does... And I'm going to keep calling her Raisey Diddly now. Yeah. I mean... why is Raisey Diddly becoming a Jedi? Why is she learning the Force? Why is she the destined one?
See, what I liked about Last Jedi was the fact that Luke did find out the flaws that was the Jedi Order, and that it did fall for a reason, and that Palpatine took advantage of that, and there's a reason why just everyone was so blinded, and the Jedi Order fell, and he was trying to show Raisey Diddly the bad side of being a Jedi, but you can't go dark side either. And then you got people out there going, well, Grey Jedi, that doesn't count. That's just a cop-out. You can't do Grey Jedi.
Well, to be fair, a Grey Jedi is just like such a rare fucking thing to ever exist.
Is Raisey Diddly going to be a Grey Jedi? Or is like that whole fucking, with her and the two switchblade lightsaber thing?
God, that's so fucking stupid. Stop trying to reinvent the goddamn lightsaber.
I mean, yeah, I want to buy the toy, but I'm certain that's a vision.
Look, I'm just gonna say,
there's no way
a wheel with spikes. If you're driving a car and spikes come out of the fucking wheel, it's gonna look cool. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna drive very well.
No, look. Let me tell you why I think that makes sense. If that's a real person.
And not just like some bullshit cop-out vision nightmare thing she ends
Remember when Darth Maul had his double blade and it was really long and just like... It must have been annoying to like carry around.
Well, the thing is, I might be wrong about this, but I think in some of the media he could detach both sides.
He can detach them, but I'm just saying, hers kind of makes sense because she could fold hers and then just put it on her side. But I personally wanted to see her with a full staff with the little blade that came out the end because she's used to using a staff.
Right. A spear. You wanted a more spear.
A spear, yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. The whole... It's just... I am perfectly fine with a foldable little collapsible lightsaber like that. I'm fine. But it doesn't look cool when she turns both of them on and then she just flicks her wrist and the other half just swings down. Yeah. It did not look good. What if what if it just fucking comes down?
What if she has them on and she's pinching them like scissors and she's going after
That's her ultimate attack right there. It's like when you're a kid and you're swinging your arms like a fucking windmill, like, oh, don't come near me, brother / sister.
Oh.
If you get hit, it's your own fault.
Man, think of the toys. That's all it is, just toys. That's half of Star Wars.
I'm pretty sure there's a good number of the Star Wars fandom who have imagined scissoring Raisey Diddly's character, but I don't think this is the way they wanted to do it.
I mean... If you wanted a double-end lightsaber, and you can replace the word lightsaber with another word that women like to use on themselves, if you had a foldable one, you can just be real intimate right next to each other, and just scissor. And I'm just thinking about the adult toy industry at this point, because...
I'm pretty sure what you're imagining does exist on some, independent toy maker type shit. But going back from the R-rated shit, from the X-rated shit, I just think I think they're just trying to reinvent some stuff that doesn't need to be reinvented.
I think it's for gasps. I think it was just like something to put in the trailer. We'll find out.
Yeah, but they didn't need to put something like as stupid as that in the trailer. What it says to me is that they're not confident enough in the basic Star Wars imagery, the basic Star Wars legacy. They don't believe in that the basics are going to be good enough. And to me it looks like Disney's making a lot of the same mistakes that Warner Brothers and DC's been making with a few of their superhero movies. Now they've done really well with Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam. But let's be honest, those first few DCEU films...
The Snyder films?
The Snyder films, yeah, we'll call them that. The Snyder trilogy. They were trying to reinvent the characters because they weren't confident enough that who they were, that the characters that had been on the forefront of their company, that have outlasted decades of history, would be enough to draw in a crowd. And to me, that seems like similar to that Disney's just not confident in a lot of the basic Star Wars imagery and mythology and stuff like that everyone's loved for God knows how long. Star Wars is almost 40 fucking years old.
Yeah.
People love this shit. You don't have to try and reinvent it to try and get them to keep loving it.
That is so true, because they had a library. They had a whole universe of backstory.
They had little decades of writing.
I remember going to the library as a small child and getting books from the shelves of paintings and artwork from different worlds, getting to see what Coruscant looked like, getting to see what other planets look like,
getting to see the story
all
on
the
the
civilizations.
Rancor handler from Jabba's palace.
And they trash all of that because
You could have picked 30 different books from the Star Wars section of your library, and they would, and none of them would have been connected. They would have all been part of their own little series from the Star Wars extended universe.
And who cares? Look, when they acquired Marvel, or when Marvel started making movies, and they're loosely basing it off of original comic book storylines, did Disney go, none of the Marvel comics, none of it matters, so just trash them all? No, it's still there. And they're borrowing the storylines and adding it to the movies. You could do the same shit for Star Wars. No one's going to give a shit.
And I think that, and look, I know a lot of people have their criticisms about JJ's The Force Awakens movie, but it's really obvious that that's something that they wanted to try and do. Because in the books, Ben Solo, Han and Leia's son, he does become a Sith Lord.
Yeah.
You know, they have another daughter who becomes the Jedi who stops him. And I think he was really pulling from those elements. Maybe don't make Raisey Diddly their daughter, but make her the Jedi that stops their evil ass son. I think it's pretty obvious when you look at those movies from a, you know, after you like do your whole dissertation, you know, when you dissect it, it's very obvious that there was a lot of love from the extended universe being put into those movies.
Yeah, there's some of it, but
not like it sucks that they basically just shat on 30 fucking years of independent writings, but it was obvious that they were pulling some stuff at least.
Yeah. Now, how?
And that's what, and you know, again, you don't gotta reinvent it. The little scissor bendable lightsaber, it's fine, but
I'm sure something like that existed somewhere.
yes, I'm sure it did. You know that you had 40 years of Star Wars. I'm pretty sure someone came up with. I'm pretty fucking sure there was a lightsaber pocket knife.
It's like something one of those Inquisitors would use, because they have those
like,
wacky lightsaber designs.
Yeah, like here's the thing. That was another stupid lightsaber design too, but it was at least minimal. Like, not only was the character not only were the Inquisitors themselves badasses, so you could excuse that whole stupid. Oh, I could turn it so fast I could fly. Like, you could excuse that because they were legitimately badasses and threats.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't that wasn't your first impression of them. When you first see a badass in a Star Wars anime show, anyone, they are threatening, and if there is a silly aspect to them, you're not going to see it until later on.
That new game is going to have an Inquisitor. Fallen Order?
Yeah. I think Fallen Order is the last bastion for classic Star Wars right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
That ends the new upcoming season for Star Wars The Clone Wars. That's something we're going to have to do there, Alan.
It'll probably be good. And again, I haven't really watched or sat through Clone Wars all the way. But it is not that being a prequel is bad, but you more or less know what's going to happen. You just want to see it happen.
Right. You know, I read a while back.
I do want to see the whole Boba Fett and what's his name duel.
Boba Fett and Jango. Like, you know what's going to happen. You just want to see it happen.
Yeah, and
I read a long time ago. It was an article talking about how spoilers. Sorry, I'm opening up another drink right now. It's talking about how spoiling something can actually create more hype for the story of it. And I really think that was the basis, the foundation for something like Star Wars: The Clone Wars. You know what's going to happen. You know how it's going to end. Like, we've known for 40 years that Anakin's going to become a bad guy. By that
No.
point, the prequels trilogy had like already finished like 10 years before, so you already knew the general story of the Clone Wars,
Yeah.
but you just want to see more Clone Wars.
And I remember being a kid and knowing years in advance. I mean, everyone knew somehow, or one way or another. You knew that Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker fought on a lava planet, and it was the most epic battle ever. It was gonna be like 3 hours long, and you're like, whoa.
God, say what you want about the prequel trilogy, but they had some bad-ass lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
That's like why haven't we gotten a badass lightsaber fight in the new trilogy?
I have no
we got
idea.
that little duel at the end of The Force Awakens, but like I want to see these motherfuckers doing these amazing, sick-ass acrobatics. I want to see them jumping off falling cliffs. I want to see them doing the fucking Matrix as lasers pass past them.
How does The Hobbit have better action sequences than the new Star Wars movies?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of Legolas when he's like, the bridge is coming
apart. That's something you would expect a Jedi to fucking do. Like, it doesn't even have to be super creative. You just gotta, like...
Even Kylo Ren, like, when he freezes that blaster bolt in midair, I'm like, oh, we're in for a treat.
That was amazing!
But he doesn't do anything like that ever again.
They never do anything like that again.
And then when they're in the throne room and they're fighting all those guards, not once do they use the Force.
Yes, like that was the closest we got to a badass.
And it was a good. I mean, granted, if you're anal about it, you can easily pick out the stunt guys in the back. They're kind of just like dancing and they're not really fighting, but it still looks cool to like the layman who's like, this is a great action sequence. But then you remember, wait, these are Jedi, or not Jedi per se, but they're Force users. How are they struggling with these red Praetorian guards? Are they Force users?
Well,
Are they just canceling out each other?
Raisey Diddly's character isn't really a Force user at this point in the series just yet. So I can excuse her.
Yeah,
but she should still be doing some badass lightsaber dueling with other characters.
I can see
Kylo Ren's character is strong enough to stop 24 laser blasts mid-air.
He should have been able to freeze all of them. Because he has that ability.
He could literally have just force choked all of them.
He can do it on the fucking Battlefront game.
All he was doing was trying to flex in front of the girl. You know that, right?
Or maybe Snoke drained him of his force. Because, like...
Maybe... I get it. Like
that's stretching, but, you know, you can...
You can make the argument that, he was going through some emotional turmoil at the time.
Maybe he used all of his force magic to, like, trick Snoke into thinking that he wasn't about to fucking murder him.
But he didn't trick him. He was being honest. Like, Snoke is saying, he's turning the lightsaber to his true enemy right now. And, I'm sorry, first off, that was fucking stupid.
I like the shock of it, but you're like, did he really die that easily? Is he going to come back in the third one as, like... That's why I'm thinking Palpatine was either in Snoke's body, or that was, like, a misshapen... clone or something, because there's no way like there's some regular ass schmo it just becomes the most powerful Force user and is able to like
here's the thing
knock fucking what's his name the Weasley kid and make him like drag against the floor from half across the galaxy.
Right. Here's the thing. What I'm expecting to happen is
it's a hilarious scene, by the way.
Snoke, as powerful as he is, was just a puppet.
And he was able to do the Force Skype between them two.
I'm thinking that Palpatine chose Snoke as an apprentice. Because remember, the new trilogy takes place 30 years after the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I think that's plenty of time for Palpatine. Well, if he survived, how he survived, whatever.
Well, he's got those droids from like it was in the Battlefront game where it was like I can't think of the word, but like if the Emperor were to fall and everyone like it's from the perspective of the Empire, it was like the Emperor has fallen, and then the Emperor has these droids where it's like a hologram of his face, and he tells them what to do next, and they end up like attacking Jakku, and there's the Battle of Jakku, and everything happens, and
Right. So there's clearly.
and then they have to go and find the artifacts from all the emperor's different hidden stashes.
Right. So there's obviously a bunch of different ways they could bullshit the emperor being alive. They could draw from the extended universe and have him be a clone of the original emperor. They could have him be a copy of the emperor's mind in a droid. They could do whatever. But I think with Snoke, what they're going to end up doing is, Snoke was just a failed apprentice. There must always be 2 Sith Lords, the rule of 2. And I think, I really think that's what it was. Because, the rule of 2, it's fucked up. The apprentice always ends up making their own apprentice.
That's just another religion that was totally flawed. That's how the Jedi died. Yeah, the Jedi and the Sith. And it's like
the modern day Sith is just an extremist version of the original Siths, who were basically the Jedi without all the limitations. The original Sith were legitimately good guys. They just didn't want the bureaucracy of Coruscant and the other planets stopping them from doing good. That was the whole point of the Sith when it's first starting out. But of course, you get the power-hungry maniacs and I have this power and I could use it however I want to better the universe. Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm going to use it to enslave that planet. Wait, not like that.
Yeah.
And, so with the rule of 2, there's always 2 Sith Lords because there was that big civil war a long time ago. And so, that point being, I know I'm derailing again. I really think it's just, I don't think Snoke is going to be revealed to be this big mastermind character. I think he's just going to be revealed to be the most recent apprentice, and maybe he just got a little comfortable in his big position of power. I can force drag someone from across the galaxy. I'm going to wear these pure golden pajamas all day, every day.
He had the sweetest robes.
And he was just sitting on his fucking throne like a boss ass bitch, just leaning forward, not putting much effort into looking amazing because he knew he looked amazing in his bathrobes.
I didn't appreciate how he was treating Raisey Diddly, just tossing her up in the air and smacking her head with the lightsaber. And
he's definitely a character I can see existing.
Leave my girl alone, man.
I can definitely see someone who's strong with the Force being as strong as him, with maybe 20 to 30 years of training.
But then also, and again, this is all the shit they have to wrap up in the 3rd movie. But you have the Knights of Ren, whom you're gonna have to explain them because they're definitely gonna be in the next movie. Are they Force users? Or were they working for Snoke? Or was it just Kylo Ren?
See, this is why.
Did they help with Luke Skywalker and taking him down? Or maybe
this is why I really hate the modern day Star Wars.
It's
everything, because there's going to be another trilogy. They don't gotta finish jack shit.
That's true.
They're gonna make another trilogy.
They just gotta wrap up the Skywalker saga. They can do whatever they want afterwards, and it'll hopefully be a breath of fresh air.
There's no way they could wrap up the Skywalker saga in a.
All the actors are literally dying. Geez, God forbid Mark Hamill, something happens to him, but he's not gonna make any more movies as Luke Skywalker.
Are you sure about that?
He might be a Force ghost if he likes that.
Which I think would be the perfect way for Luke to continue on in the movies.
He's gonna be in the 3rd. I keep saying the 3rd movie, but it's what I mean.
The 9th movie, whatever. It's the 3rd most recent one.
And he'll be probably a Force ghost, and maybe I've heard rumors Hayden Christensen coming back.
No, I'm just gonna say this, but he should have been the one to talk to Luke, not Yoda. In The Last Jedi, it should have been Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker.
Ain't it funny how everyone just loves Hayden Christensen now?
Because people realize he's a good actor. The movies were just bad.
Yeah.
Look at the Twilight movies. They're filled with good actors that are just being directed by a bad movie maker.
Yeah.
Here, you could take the world's greatest chef, but if you just give him, a store-bought boxed pasta and tell him to make spaghetti, he's gonna make you spaghetti with the store-bought boxed pasta.
Some Dollar Tree ingredients.
Yeah, like there's a world-class chef will only take these, be able to take these ingredients so far. You know, and that's basically what the movies are.
Or would a better analogy be you have great ingredients, but you're a
shitty chef.
Yeah,
that's a better one. Yeah,
because if I were to shop at like Central Market or a Whole Foods or somewhere, I'm getting some good ingredients,
but you don't know what.
But I suck at cooking.
Yeah, you know, you're right. This is a better one. Let's reverse the analogy to a shitty chef.
I burn the chicken. It's dry. I put too much salt or flavoring or whatever. And poor George Lucas, he could come up with he comes up with the best menus, but he just can't cook them right. Poor guy.
He can't even make the best menus. He just creates the best, I want chicken. I want beef. And he has other people who's like, you like maybe some beef stroganoff, maybe some chicken parmesan. And he's just like, yes, let's do it. Like, yeah, you have George at the base coming up with the basic ideas. Because, I mean, George isn't... The prequel trilogy, like George is the shitty chef in this analogy.
I want to know what, along with millions of other people, I want to know what his idea for the new trilogy would have been, because he had ideas to like further the midichlorian and the biotic quantum realm
please no midichlorians.
Like he was gonna like double down on it, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was all in.
Okay, look, I would be all in if they, like...
If he explained it, somehow, why the midichlorians are able to, link people to the Force.
Alright, I'm going to...
Because in my head it makes sense. I can't explain it, but, I mean, it's
know why it makes sense to you? Because you read Naruto.
What? Wait, are you talking about the little charts that he would draw with the chakra points?
No, I'm talking about how chakra... the great thing that everyone has, and sometimes you get someone who's really good at it, someone who has a lot of it, chakra originating from a single source. And that single source coming back to the modern day to take it back.
You talking about the tree?
I'm talking about the Tree of Life and Kaguya Otsuku, whatever her last name is.
Is that what the Force Awakens is? Is that tree coming back? And...
In my head, that's what I want it to be. Now, here's the thing. I personally think the sequel trilogy should have focused on the Yongzheng War, because that was a badass thing that happened in the extended universe. The Star Wars, the Clone Wars new season is going to touch up on that.
They could have done so much shit and not have like J.J. Abrams bullshit mystery box bullshit like. Ooh, we're going to make you hold on for 3 movies while everyone's debating online. That ruined it, With the original
was going to happen no matter what.
With the prequel series, we weren't wondering who the fuck was going to fight Anakin at the end. Like,
we knew what was going to happen. We just wanted to see it.
And maybe that would have been better. Maybe knowing that Han and Leia have children, and some of them become Jedi, and one of them's evil, and then you got the droids.
It's the anime rule. You take a really popular manga, turn it into an anime. Everyone who knows the manga knows what's going to happen. And that doesn't make the anime bad. If anything, it's going to make a really successful, really hyped anime.
And another anime trope, you have a time skip. A 30-year time skip.
Oh my god.
And then you get to see the new generation. Cue anime, pop music, intro.
You see your Borutos, and you see your...
Yeah, but in this way you got Raisey Diddly and Kylo Ren, and they're just, looking out into the sunset, and they're back to back, and the wind's blowing, and then they're like just, and then you got Luke or Snoke turning around, looking all creepily.
He's just in like total blackness with his shadow being the only light.
Yeah.
The camera's doing that thing where it's turning on him.
Oh,
and it fades to black as it turns out to be the main character like opening their eyes.
The screen cracks and it like kind of just
you just see hands trying to grab each other.
And they just miss. Oh.
Just like a 3-second interval of one of the characters training.
I mean, you could do that now. You could just have like the scene where Raisey Diddly and Kylo are about to touch hands, and then Luke comes in, and the hut blows up, and then it cuts to like Finn in the little space pod, just like asleep. And then you could cut to the creatures that they're riding on Canto Bight, and just
if Jurassic World can create their little 8-9 minute short movie, I see no reason why Star Wars can't.
It's like, but yeah, you just, I don't know. I have no problem with the new trilogy. Yes, it is flawed. It has a lot of unnecessary, unanswered questions. What happened to the fucking Republic? At the end of Return of the Jedi, everyone's dancing and celebrating.
Exactly.
And I get it. The fall of the Empire wasn't going to be that easy. And you have shit that goes on after that. And that's probably what the Mandalorian's going to...
But it's never explained in the movies.
We got to sit through the Mandalorian to find out.
And even then, it's probably not going to give a straight answer to a lot of things.
Maybe after the 5th season of Mandalorian.
This should have been...
Then we'll know.
Here's the thing. If I were to recreate the current movies, not do anything different, if I was to try and tell the same story, the first movie would be about the creation of the First Order.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to have...
Because opening up on the First Order and, being like, oh, there was all this shit that happens.
It's a reboot.
There's still the Empire, kind of.
Yeah. Because I get it. I completely understand why people thought it was a reboot. You have a desert planet. You have pretty much the Empire that's just back somehow. You got all these people scratching their head.
Grand Empire.
The people are scratching their heads like, wait, I thought they destroyed the Empire. Is this a prequel or is this a sequel?
What happened to the happy ending,
Is this girl supposed to be Luke? Is her name Luke?
Is she a Skywalker? Is she Obi-Wan's daughter?
Is that that's Han Solo. He's old now. Wait, how many... And,
how old was he in the original trilogy?
And I'm fine with Raisey Diddly being secretly inherently powerful. Because again, going back to the anime trope, Boruto, how is he so powerful? Did he train harder than Naruto ever?
He's the son of the fucking ninja Jesus. That's why Luke was so powerful. He was the son of the Jedi Jesus.
We gotta watch episode 999 of the Star Wars anime to find out why.
Or they say in One Piece.
Boruto Diddly has a secret Force blood, and I don't know.
They could easily pull some Anakin was reincarnated bullshit.
I mean,
because if this is the Skywalker saga, Diddly Raisey has to be a Skywalker. Are we just going to keep fucking up her name more and more?
I like Diddly Raisey. Let's keep going. Oh, man.
Wait, I fucked up the fucked up name.
No, you're fine.
Did I? I don't even remember anymore. I don't even remember what her actual name is now. She's forever gonna be Diddly Raisey.
She is Bae.
She is Bae with the dumbest looking lightsaber.
Why does she have Anakin's saber again? That shit got blown up.
I don't know.
Why? What is did they skip the scene where she force pulls all the pieces back together and she tapes it using force tape?
I'm sorry. Exactly. See, here's the thing. Luke completed his training.
Fuck nostalgia. Make a new lightsaber. It's part of your Jedi. It's part of your Jedi journey. You have to make your own lightsaber. Everyone knows this.
And why does she get Anakin's lightsaber? Luke didn't even get Anakin's lightsaber. Luke went out and made his own lightsaber like a fucking boss.
He had to dig into Obi-Wan's old tool set and
This is just like with Spider-Man Far From Home, where it's just oh, you gotta be your own thing, and then he goes be the thing he's been the whole movie.
Use Iron Man's...
You can't be Luke Skywalker, and then they go have her being Luke Skywalker.
And she wears the same color, the white outfit.
Oh, God.
Look, we're breaking it down, and I'm...
again, if you like the modern-day Star Wars, more power to you.
Look,
but...
Diddly Raisey is...
Not all of us can be as optimistic as others.
Like I'm still gonna be first in line to watch it. I want to
We're
know
all
what
gonna be first in
happens.
line. We're all gonna go see it. It's Star Wars.
I need to watch. I need to know what happens. But I'm look. I'm mad. I love the movies, but I'm deep down. And I don't want to admit it because I'm just gonna be like everyone else on the goddamn internet.
Because then I'm gonna tell you I told you so.
Well, no, because like I'm not mad at Raisey Diddly. I'm not mad at Finn or any of the new characters. I think Poe Dameron's pretty cool,
I
and
know.
he's just like BB-8, whatever. He's a ball. Where's R2D2? That's what I'm mad about.
Has Poe Dameron and Ridley Daisy even talked in the movies together?
They talk for the first time at the end of Last Jedi,
And they're supposed to be the trilogy characters?
and
The trio of companions?
they meet and they kind of like I forget what they do. They like almost hold each other, but they're like, "Hey,
Who the fuck are you again?
And then it's like I think I don't know, like because Finn is like with that one chick, and you're supposed to think that Finn and Ray were gonna be a thing, but then Poe meets Ray for the first time, and you're like, oh well, obviously Ray's gonna go for Poe because but no, maybe she'll go back to Finn, or maybe Ray's just not gonna have anyone. Maybe she's gonna end up with Chewbacca. That'd be a nice twist.
He has a wife.
Which is why they're gonna bring.
He has a horny uncle.
I need to watch Holiday Special.
That's right,
Number
fuckers.
2.
We're bringing it back. 360.
That's what's gonna save the Star Wars universe franchise. They're gonna make a Holiday Special. They're gonna make it for, if not this year, next year. Hell, they can. Well, no, it'd have to be next year. Where Rey comes back and drops off Chewbacca and the Millennium Falcon, has to drop him off back on Kashyyyk. And Lumpy, who's now an adult, or maybe just a teenager, because it probably takes longer.
Oh, is he continuing his now deceased uncle's tradition of jacking off to VR?
Yeah, Lumpy has to meet up with the Broom Kid, and they're gonna start their own adventures.
Nice. I'm happy for Lumpy. He's living his best life.
Lumpy is very underrated, and I wish people would show more respect to Lumpy because he was on that banister outside, and he didn't fall. He kind of tripped, but no, he had some great balance, and he outsmarted those stormtroopers. I remember way more than I should.
You do.
I just remember the stormtroopers showing up, and then that one guy that they know, the human, he shows up and he's like trying to cover for them. And Harrison Ford does a very unenthusiastic performance. He's like, "Yeah, we'll be there we'll get there when we get there," and Leia just starts singing, and she's like coked out of her mind. She's like, "Oh!" And then Luke's just there, like he's probably high. They're all high. They're all high as fuck.
You're gonna be high just to get through.
You have to be high watching it. Like, I don't know. I was probably drunk. I wasn't sober when I watched it. That's probably why I liked it. You can't just turn it on a normal day around your family and watch the Star Wars Holiday Special. You just can't be done.
It can't. It's just so.
Get with your most dirtbag friends.
It's so bad.
You have to just. Don't let anyone know you're about to watch it. It's got to be like a pact between you and your closest dirtbag friends.
Not even between you and your dirtbag friends. You're just gonna have to put everyone in a room, lock the door, and start it up.
We could start it up now if you want.
Oh, we are not doing that.
All right. But yeah, I'm optimistic, but at the same time, they God man,
You're optimistic but cautious.
Cautiously optimistic. This movie has to answer several questions.
So many. It's gotta answer. It's gotta like the movie has to be every 10 minutes a revelation of the things we've been wanting to know.
You know, thinking about it, it seems like a very, how should I say, like an empty galaxy this time around. Because the old trilogies, especially the prequels, you see like whole civilizations, you see how everything's going, you see the cities, you see Naboo, you see
Coruscant, you see.
Yeah. Even Camino had like a nice, you get to see all the clones. Geonosis had its own little
Like
thing.
every planet was unique, but it was filled with life.
And then this new trilogy, it's like
It's all wastelands.
empty Jakku, empty Crate, empty. I mean,
The most filled planet
Starkiller Base.
The most filled planet was the
like,
casino planet.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you brought that up because I think deep down that's probably why I enjoyed that whole sequence. That was probably one of the only times in the whole new trilogy that you see the current civilization the way it is.
And even then, it's just the tip.
And it's just like the rich people like doing their own thing, and you get to learn a little bit about how the war economy actually works, and you it's like a light shined on that, and
not even that, but you're seeing different races.
Yeah,
like interacting.
It was
with
a
each
very
other.
Star Wars scene, and everyone's like, "It's goofy, it's too Harry Potter." I'm like, "What's wrong with Harry Potter?"
Like Harry.
It's for kids.
Harry Potter was so dark.
Like,
he watched his uncle die in front of him. Well, not his uncle, his godfather. But Harry Potter was great. It's a great.
Yeah, we could do a Harry Potter episode anytime we want. I'm just saying, Canto Bight. I mean, you're right. That's one of the only places in the new trilogy that has actual people in it.
It's just filled with so much different life.
It's like people were like frowning about, oh, it wasn't necessary. Like, I would argue that it was very necessary for the story because it's one of the only times you get to actually see people interacting with, like, the whole.
It's the only time you get a glance of what the galaxy looks like in the modern day Star Wars galaxy.
Because it's in such a bubble, the Resistance and the First Order. For all we know, that's just like shit going on the other side of our planet, and you're like, nobody cares what's going on in like, Calcutta or whatever. It's
and don't
like,
get us wrong, it was like that a lot in the original trilogy as well. But the original trilogy opened with us seeing this desert civilization. After Luke joins up with Obi-Wan, they go to Mos Eisley. Mm-hmm. Like, we see what a dirty desert city looks like.
Even Maz Kanata's place, they tried to do a little bit of the cantina vibe, but even that was just like a small little castle. You kind of see, but you get to see aliens, but not really. At Canto Bight,
it's completely.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, at the original one, because I don't know the names like you do, it just gets overshadowed after 10 minutes because of the big battle. And
then me, maybe I am a little biased also because I had the fucking Vanity Fair magazine, and I saw the behind the scenes of them making the Canto Bight scene, and all of those people, 99% of them were real people with real prosthetics, and they worked their ass off to pull off that scene. That opening shot where it's just the camera going through the whole thing, that was one take. All of these creatures walking around, and each one had their own story to tell. And then Finn and him reacting.
Like 80% of the film for that scene get cut.
I bet you John Boyega walking on set and then him reacting, that was not even acting. I'm pretty sure that was just John Boyega reacting to everyone's makeup.
He didn't see any of the makeup or the prosthetics. They just put him in costume, gave him his lines, and said, "All right, you're gonna walk through. This is the path you're gonna take when you walk. Just go in, look amazed at all the different people. What are they gonna look like? Don't worry about it. Just go in."
Yeah.
And then they put him in, and when you get that perspective, you understand why Boyega is so defensive about the movies. Because he's seen all the stuff that we don't get to see in the movie.
Him and Rose, the girl who played Rose, who everyone shits on too.
Oh, fuck those people. I get it. Rose wasn't a great character. She had a shitty cop out at the end of the movie. But you don't attack the actors.
She had that very anime origin story though, where her sister died in the battle. And she has the other piece to the necklace or whatever. And that was a cool scene. Of course, people shout on that scene too. Because, how did the bombs fall? There's no gravity in space.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Maybe it was magnets. Maybe they were so close to the stratosphere or whatever that the bombs just had enough gravity to fucking... Who gives a shit? It's a space battle. There's no sounds. Everything's exploding.
I will say
You have no problem with the pew, 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 pew. But you have a problem with the fucking bombs coming out of the bomber ship. You fucking cunts.
Now, to be fair, 30 years ago in the context of the movie, 40 years ago in real life, we saw bombers using plasma bombs.
Yeah, that was what was it? What was it, the Y-wings?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the proton torpedoes?
Basically, yeah. And here's the thing. I get it if they had, in the movies, if they had shown like a basic propulsion system for the bombs, no one would, I mean, people would still shit on it, but you know.
Yeah, it was for the,
to me,
it was for the drama. I mean, I get it.
I feel like if they just shortened that scene, it would have been a lot better. For the most part, I think that's probably one of the only good scenes in The Last Jedi for me. Because, like you said, it's very anime-esque. And you can never go wrong with making something anime-esque.
In the way, again, I'm like gonna rep Poe because he's like a Latino actor, so of course I'm gonna be like, hell yeah.
We gotta.
But he's piloting that X-wing like it's a fucking like he's whipping it around. You didn't see Luke Skywalker doing that shit.
You didn't even see Anakin doing that shit.
And then he's like fucking around. Yeah, it was a funny / corny scene where he's like prank calling General Hux.
Oh God.
It was a little cringe, but still, it's like
It was so much more than a little cringe.
He's been doing cringe shit since Force Awakens. Like that's to be expected out of Poe. He has that modern joke delivery that I guess that's just that's just what happens. Even the way Boyega reacts to different situations.
I understand that Guardians of the Galaxy is a great movie, but you don't gotta make every movie Guardians of the Galaxy.
But that aside, he's like, I feel like, again, this is like backstory shit. I feel like Poe and Hux, like, used to know each other, and that's why they're always just like, I guess it doesn't even matter.
If they do some sort of relationship with it, I don't want it to be like, oh, we used to know each other, we used to be neighbors. No, I want it to be sort of the thing where they always accidentally meet up on the battlefield.
Yeah, like that. Like they gotta know Poe by now. He drives that badass black X-wing.
Like they see him and it's just like, oh shit, it's this guy again. Hey boss, it's your boyfriend. Shut up.
Like even when Kylo Ren is interrogating him, like it seemed like they knew each other because Poe wasn't exactly like he didn't feel threatened. He was like, "Oh, are you just gonna stand there?"
So the wife and kids, Hux. You know.
Or Poe is just a badass and he just doesn't react to anything.
I'm gonna drill this bit into your brain and I'm gonna really enjoy it. But they're doing very well. Thank you very much, Poe.
Yeah, I mean that's Poe. Classic Poe.
Like it's sort of this whole we keep meeting up and we keep having witty banter. Like I would like that. You know, if they actually took the time to go into it. But I mean, they're already on the last movie of the trilogy.
Yeah, he's gonna do more Poe stuff. He's dressed like Nathan Drake. He's gonna hang out with Raisey Diddly.
He's probably not gonna say anything to Raisey Diddly.
You think there's gonna be an unnecessary love triangle this time around? Now that they're all together?
No, I don't even think Raisey Diddly is going to be with them. I think she's gonna be off doing her own thing again. Because if the whole evil version of her is just a vision, she's gonna be looking for the answer. She's going to find her real parents in this movie. I can tell you right now.
They have to reveal that bullshit because if not, I mean it's already pretty much been like revealed that you will learn her origin. But to take 3 movies to do it, I mean, they could have done it in the second movie, but I like in the second one. Maybe I'm just fucked up. I like the whole fuck you. Snoke didn't mean anything. Rey doesn't really have parents. Haha, you don't get to know. I like that at first, but now I mean,
it's just not satisfying storytelling.
I've had a few months, several months. I forget how long has it been? A couple years since it came out to dwell on it, and damn, I mean, we'll find out in this third movie, but it's, yeah, we between having different directors and Abrams didn't even, he made the soft reboot, and he wanted to make everything a mystery. It's like,
And the problem is that this would have been fine if they continued on that path. If they didn't get what's his face in charge of the second Star Wars movie, who just shat on all the plans that they were making, just to make his quote unquote his own Star Wars movie, everything would be fine.
like, were we supposed to all have seen J.J. Abrams' TED talk about his mystery box writing technique?
I think the only reason anyone even knows about that is just because everyone makes fun of him for it now.
Because I happen to have seen that TED talk right around when Force Awakens came out, and that's why I knew about the reference. Abrams with this mystery box. I'm like, okay, does he do that with every movie?
Yeah.
And it's like, eh. But yeah, and then I like Ryan Johnson's whole take about shitting on the Jedi Order and Rey and Kylo's relationship, but then again, yeah, it was missing a few explanations about the the First Order and the galaxy, because when they showed I'm going back to the Vanity Fair, when they showed the Canto Bight people, and you're like, ooh, it's going to have Holdo and Leia is dressed up nice. We get to see what's going on in the rest of the galaxy through Leia's eyes. We get to see all the more political shit. And we didn't.
We did not.
And Leia is like in a coma half the movie because she did the Mary Poppins shit. And Holdo is just being a bitch to my boy Poe.
Which, first off, I'm sorry, Holdo should not have been... It shouldn't have been Holdo in that position. It should have been motherfucking Admiral Akbar.
Dude, he went out with the ship.
They killed him like he was a bitch.
Because everyone says it should have been Leia. I'm like, really? But...
No, if Leia had to go into that coma and you had to get another character into it, it should have been Admiral Akbar.
That would have been pretty dope.
But instead, they gave him a bitch death.
See, now I am kind of bummed out now that it wasn't Akbar. Because I literally don't remember how he dies. And that's not right.
Exactly, he's such an important character. He's in Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated series that we're going to watch. He's in as one of the story arcs. We see him as a young soldier.
Okay, I gotta see that.
Yeah, like they go to his planet. It's an underwater planet. There are shark people. It's good. Yeah, I guess I'm being the moderator here because you know what? We're going on about an hour and 43 minutes right now as I speak.
It might get louder because I'm turning up this AC.
And no worries, it is getting a little warm in here. We're getting real passionate about it. I'm sorry if you hear the reverb.
Cranking it up. We're getting sweaty up in here.
And well, it's a good thing you're wearing that muscle shirt, and it's a good thing I'm wearing my shorts. So I'm going to
But before we have an aneurysm, let's go on to the next subject.
Right. We've been going on the Star Wars for about an hour now. Let's move on to the next topic at hand.
I love you, Diddly.
Oh yeah, Diddly,
you have nice shoulders. You have nice arms.
You're on thin ice with me, Diddly, but you know what? You're okay. You're on thin ice.
Her carrying Mark Hamill on her back was probably the hottest thing I've ever seen.
Well, trust me, I've seen hotter things than Raisey Diddly on certain websites.
Whoa!
That's where I'm bringing the X-rated material back.
No, come on, have some respect.
We're gonna bring back those double-sided.
No deep fakes allowed.
Alrighty, fair enough. Next topic.
It says Godzilla, but
but you're not feeling Godzilla?
well, no, I wanted to save it for my friend Bill, because I feel like if it's just me and you, I still need to watch the first movie. and we'll get to it. But I think I was thinking games because we're thinking about what would make a good Superman game, and it's kind of similar to the RoboCop idea where you start off.
Well, I think we were talking about it because
Maybe you're like a teenager, or you just start off. You're learning your powers.
Yeah, because we were talking about how Superman is just such a kind character. You can't really make something like the way Superman fights and his overall character. You can't make something like Batman Arkham Asylum with him. Batman is someone who fights from the shadows, but Superman will walk up to your face. Now, I'm not saying Superman's just a brawler. I'm not saying he's just brute force. Superman is incredibly smart. He uses certain technology when he needs to. He's a fucking Kryptonian. They were level 5 intellect in the universe.
Level 5?
Yeah, because in the DC universe, there are quote-unquote 9 levels of intellect.
Oh, shit. Who's level 9?
There's very few level 9s. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that's going to be like the pinnacle of life, the tip-top evolutionary beings. Like, human beings are just level 1 because we're shit. You know, I think Lex Luthor was the only one who's ever was like, oh, you're level 9. You know, it might not even be level 9. I think it might be level 12.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a lot of levels of quote-unquote intellect, which basically just, you know, like, oh, it's your understanding of the universe.
Oh, what about Brainiac? What was he?
Brainiac was very high, but he was not level 12. I think Brainiac was like, I can't even say it with confidence.
Or Batman?
Batman is low level because he's just a regular human. Batman is not a actual, like, he's not a genius like someone like Lex Luthor. Like, Lex Luthor is on the front ends of pretty much every field of science. Lex Luthor can cure cancer if he wants to. He said it several times.
Yeah.
Like, one time, Superman tricked him, because his own arrogance is his weakness, into curing an uncurable disease on the spot. Because he said, oh, well, I guess you can't do it.
He said, fuck you, let me do
like,
it in 5 minutes.
They had this alien, they had this guy here, I don't know if it was an alien or not, who had some sort of incurable disease, and Lex Luthor didn't know anything about it. He was just there, and they were like, hey, Lex, can you fix him? Please. No one can fix him. Oh, I guess Lex Luthor can't do it then. Did you hear that, guys? Now, hold on, I didn't say I couldn't do it. And then, like, 20 minutes later, he cures it.
Yeah. They really screwed that pooch in the Snyderverse.
Ooh, are we gonna... is the new topic DC now?
Well...
Because we did some talk... We mentioned a bit earlier
about
the Star Wars talk, you know, with the whole not trusting the foundation of, you know, what you're actually bringing to film.
Well, Aquaman was alright.
Aquaman was great.
And
I say this as a longtime Aquaman fan.
What happened? Did they just stop making the movies? Or they're taking a break?
So right now, well...
I know they're working on Wonder Woman 2.
They are. So what happened was, during the development for the new Batman movie, the actor... what's his name? Shit.
Which one? The new one?
No, the one who played...
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm tired, and you know, some people can probably hear that my voice is starting to go out a bit. I was doing a lot of talking at work earlier today, so my throat's not exactly as strong as it normally is.
Hopefully I can hear you.
Oh yeah, no worries, it says right there level 2 high, so I'm sure they can hear me. But yes, so I think that what was happening was that Ben Affleck dropped out.
Yeah.
He was going to write it, direct it, star in it. And eventually he dropped out of the directing, he dropped out of writing, and eventually he dropped out of the actor.
Damn.
So basically they have to restart production on it.
So they're gonna get what's the Twilight guy?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. They're gonna not only introduce him as the new DC Batman, but have him interact with the current Wonder Woman. I'm assuming.
No, I think what they said was that this was basically going to be this version's Batman's origin story.
So it's a much younger.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's going to play the young Ben Affleck Batman. I don't know how that's going to work for the future.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta just...
Like, they made their bed and now they gotta sleep in it. You wanted Ben Affleck, you wanted an older, grizzled Batman.
Yeah, I don't feel like too many people really care. There's been so many Batmans now. I mean, have Robert Pattinson interact with old what's-her-name. And
honestly, I say cancel the whole goddamn thing.
I mean, I don't know.
Like you said, there's been so many goddamn Batman movies. You don't need an origin story anymore. And it's just going to create a lot of mess for the future DC movies. Because now you have potentially Henry Cavill not being Superman.
See, yeah, I mean...
So now, because...
Might as well cancel it. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I read an article a while back saying that the Snyder trilogy, they were thinking about taking those out of the franchise.
Wow. So you can add the new Batman.
Yeah, you can add the new Batman. But they were basically talking about how it would be a alternate universe or some shit like that.
There you go. You can easily have the new Flash guy, which nothing really wrong with him.
Ezra Miller?
Yeah, and then have him grab Aquaman and Wonder Woman, pull them into a new universe, or he'll go into another universe, and Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa happen to be there, but everyone else is different.
The problem with this is that it invalidates everything that came before it.
Yeah, but Ezra Miller, he'll remember. He'll make a face like, "Oh man, I remember," and he'll say it, and I don't know. Or they'll just completely ignore it and not mention it, and hopefully 95% of the moviegoers won't even give a shit. And they'll be like,
all they gotta do
cool.
is
yeah.
They just gotta recast the characters. I know no one wants to. I know I know people are like already used to the Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill versions of these characters. But at this point, if you want to keep going, you gotta.
I don't want old grizzled Batman though.
I mean, here's the thing. He won't be as grizzled because, the character arc is continuing.
I just want Batman. Just make a goddamn Batman movie.
Yeah, but there are plenty of just goddamn Batman movies out there. If you want to watch a goddamn Batman movie, just watch a goddamn Batman movie.
I'm about to pop in Batman Forever.
With the nipples?
Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with
nipples.
It was very Greek.
Ugh. Yeah, DC, they made their bed. I'm saying it again because, it's a good fucking metaphor for what's happening. They made their bed. They gotta sleep in it. They can't just go and sleep in their mom and dad's bedroom because they had a bad dream.
Yeah, I mean, just get some decent directors or get a... Everyone,
and that's what they've been doing.
Everyone compares it to Marvel because Marvel has the Feige who runs everything. And he has a vision. And they plan it like fucking 10 years in advance. They have a whole vision set up. With DC...
Now, they had a general plan. They didn't, plan exactly. They were just like, hey, we want Thanos as, the next villain, as the big villain.
And I didn't think that you needed one guy making all the decisions because there's a fucking plethora of comic books to go off of. But for whatever reason or another, while I personally enjoyed the Snyder movies, I know I'm fucking psycho, whatever, sue me.
I mean, you enjoyed The Last Jedi, so I mean...
I enjoy some fucked up movies. I enjoyed Ang Lee's Hulk. I mean, take that with a grain of salt. Whatever. I also enjoyed some good movies, like Jurassic Park 3.
And now Jurassic Park 3... this is the hill I'm gonna die on. Jurassic Park 3 is better than The Lost World.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, you're probably right.
The Lost World is boring as shit.
it it was like
The last Jurassic Park 3 knew it was not a good movie. That's why it's the shortest of the trilogy. But you know what? It decided to use its time to have fun.
You know what? I know I kind of jokingly said I loved Jurassic Park 3, but I really did love Jurassic Park 3 when it came out. I don't know how old I was.
Like, especially in the context of the modern films.
But when that raptor comes out, when Alan Grant is dreaming, and he turns to the camera, it looks at me. And my name is Alan. And that Velociraptor, which has been my favorite animal since I was 6, says, "Hey, Alan." That was the best moment of my life up until that point. This fucking raptor talked to me. It was amazing. It felt good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, it had cool moments. Like the little kid.
It was fun.
Who had to learn how to like rummage through the forest.
It was entertaining.
He had to capture T-Rex piss into bottles, and he wore that like hooded little poncho, and he
made smoke bombs.
He had the smoke bombs, and then the talking raptors with the communication and the arr, arr. I can't do it, but it was cool.
Yeah, with the pterodactyls and it.
The raptors had actual feathers.
Well, they didn't actually have feathers; they had spines.
They had the little like they were getting closer and closer, and then Jurassic World comes out, and they like go 2 steps back. And make them look like stupid ass lizards again.
They that's a meta reason though. They straight up say in Jurassic World that if these animals looked like they actually did, no one would fucking come.
Yeah.
They straight up say that they make the animals look how we thought dinosaurs would look. And this is what I was going to try and say earlier, that Jurassic Park 3 is better given the context of the newer movies.
Yeah.
Because the Spinosaurus, the real life Spinosaurus that we, after decades of study, we know didn't look like the one in the movie. It walked on 4 legs, not 2.
Did you ever click on that video that shows you what they really sounded like?
There are a few like that. There was one where I watched where it was like what the T-Rex sounded like, and turned out they'd say it may not have actually roared. It would have just vibrated its throat or something, and you would have just heard a deep rumble.
Yeah, those are pretty nuts. Like,
and I'd be fine with that. These are real animals, you know. Dinosaurs aren't some made up thing.
Because like the dinosaurs at the time, they didn't have the proper muscles or the proper chambers in their throat to produce actual roars, and so it would be more like vibrational hums, like very deep. Just, I mean, I wouldn't even be able to recreate it. But the same guy recreates what Godzilla would actually sound like, and that shit is terrifying. Because you got to put on your headphones, and it's just like, first of all, if you're in the presence of Godzilla and he roars, you're gonna fucking die.
You will.
Your head will literally explode because the decibel level alone is just so goddamn high.
I can tell you right now, if I'm in the presence of Godzilla, there's gonna be more than one head exploding.
Like you're standing. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You're standing in the presence of a god.
Yeah.
His name's Godzilla. He's gonna roar and.
Oh, are we transitioning into the Godzilla topic?
We might as well. I mean,
we don't gotta go deep into this.
I
don't know how long you usually keep your podcast going. So if you want, we could just touch on it as a hint for another time.
Oh, look. I mean, I don't care at this point. I mean, I'm
because I love me some Godzilla. I can talk about my god.
I'm just thinking of it in the context. If we're still sticking to the Jurassic Park 3, which I think, and I'm sure you agree, did the whole story of an abandoned island with the dinosaurs just ready to...
secret abandoned island, might I remind you.
And they're just untouched by humans for however long, and they're able to just thrive on their own, and that's probably why the raptors did start developing the spines and the
there's the
to
theory,
revert back to the original forms.
Going back into the context of the new movies, there's a lot of theories going on that a lot of the dinosaurs we saw, specifically the Spinosaurus and those Velociraptors, may have been prototypes for the weaponized dinosaurs. Because again, the Velociraptors we see in Jurassic Park 3 are very different, just from the spines and the coloring, and even the eyes. They're very different than the ones we normally see in the other movies.
Weren't the pteranodons, which were frightening, they were supposed to use them at the end of the first movie, and instead of getting off the island, and you know that scene where they're in the helicopter and then they're like, "Oh, we're finally safe," and they look out the window and the pteranodons are flying with them, and you're like, they're like smiling about it. But in the original script, they had to fucking avoid those pteranodons because they're like trying to kill them at the end, and there's like other random shit that they changed from the book or whatever, but just a giant ass fucking pteranodon. I mean, fucking dinosaurs. They don't.
Well, technically, pteranodons are not dinosaurs. I'm gonna be that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Jurassic Park 3, it's a great movie. It's better than Lost World. This is the hill I will die on. Not as good as the original. None of them will be as good as the original.
It had William H. Macy in it. He's a cool guy.
Exactly. It knew what it was.
And
the Lost World was just trying to be a sequel to a really good movie. But, you know, Jurassic Park 3 was just trying to be a fun, stupid movie with dinosaurs in it.
Even the part where the dinosaur swallows the phone, and
they gotta dig through the poop.
They hear it and it's in the poo. That was cute.
That's like one of the honestly the best movies in it because they break the fourth wall. When that one theropod, I don't know what dinosaur it was. I don't think it was a Carnotaur, or if it was an Allosaurus or whatever. But it comes up to them and it just like looks to the camera and basically says no.
I'm trying to think. I don't think it was a Carnotaur.
No, it's a dinosaur I think we've only seen it once there. I follow a guy on YouTube called Clayton Fioriti or something like that. He's like one of the biggest Jurassic Park YouTubers on the site. And he goes a lot into this type of shit. He goes on like, oh, this is the name of the dinosaur and this is how many times we see it in the franchise. And, you know, like he goes into the movies and the books and the video games.
I feel like I've seen that guy or someone like him.
Probably. So, I mean, Clayton, like I said, he's like the biggest one.
Clayton sounds familiar. Does he ever do videos on, like, he checks out the new Jurassic Park game where he wants to make sure
Not really. He's not a big gamer. I think the most recent one he did was that one Telltale Games.
Yeah.
And he didn't finish the playthrough for it, I think.
I think, okay, that might be it. Because the guy that I'm thinking about, he played the Telltale one, and you actually get to see the T-Rex and the Triceratops fight.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, shit, finally. One of the biggest rivalries in the dinosaur world. You know, you always see the drawings everywhere. And there they are. I remember playing the first few episodes. And there's one where you have to, like, figure out a puzzle on how to make the little roller coaster align.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man. It was a nice little sequel to the original movie, but Telltale's is just crap. I'm going to say it. And they ended up tanking, and the Game of Thrones Telltale's was, like, pretty neat, but at the same time, I don't know.
Every Telltale's game isn't even a game. It's a movie that you click through.
Like, aren't they all using the same engine? Because they refuse to update?
Yeah, basically, I think.
Like they just were so adamant about, okay, the shit we use for the PS3.
That's right, fuckers. We're bringing it back to video games. It's another 180.
We're gamers. I hate to call myself a gamer. That sounds so cheesy, but I play video games. Probably going to play games after this when we're done. Who knows? But
what do you call a gamer who sucks dick? A gamer.
Oh, man.
Unless you're a woman gamer, in which case, mad respect to you.
Yes, we respect your skills of the sucking of the gamers.
Oh my. Like, I'm just gonna say, you know, if you're a woman, if you're a gamer who identifies as a woman, you know, it takes a lot of skill to Take all the bullshit.
Hey, I'm a gamer. In half of my games, I identify as a woman. Like I mentioned earlier, female Shepherd is the better Shepherd. Better voice actor. Male Shepherd was trash. Take that to the bank. The blood bank.
The bank with the blood.
And when I play Cyberpunk 2020 whatever the fuck with Keanu Reeves,
You will make a female game.
it's probably going to be a female because she looks like Sombra. And I know you can, like, edit it to make it look whatever, Asian, Hispanic,
Two
whatever.
of my characters on Destiny are female.
But I don't know. Usually with those games, I go female because I like looking at a female, and I like to give a female power and
You like feeling what would be the female empowerment.
yeah, not to be too controversial and rude, but when you're playing as a female and it's you're overcoming obstacles that usually a male protagonist would do, it just makes it that much more special, I guess. It's oh man, a female punched a Krogan in the face and made him fall backwards.
It's the female empowerment for men.
It's like playing as Raisey Diddly. It's oh, you're not gonna bat an eye if Luke Skywalker can take out Kylo Ren, but it's Raisey Diddly. Oh.
Raisey Diddly.
What do they call her? A Mary Sue?
Yeah.
It's whatever. Every movie from the 70s up until now, there's always gonna be Mary Sues.
To be fair, a guy is considered a Gary Stu.
That's movies. That's anime. That's everything. It's your classic. I mean, again, going back to Naruto. Why was Naruto ever able to overcome all of those fucking fights? He was an experience.
Because he was Ninja Jesus.
He never gave up. He always stood back up when they told him not to, and that fucking badass music would kick in. And he's not giving up and shit, and then the woo!
Yeah, because he was Ninja Jesus. That was literally his destiny, to be that guy.
And he pulls the jutsu out of his ass, and he pretends.
He was literally the upteenth guy.
Pretends to be
exactly like.
He's got to pretend to be Kiba's dog, and then Kiba punches the wrong dog, and punches his own dog,
Kiba's
and then he farts. Ah!
God, Kiba was such a useless character.
Oh man, that was. God damn it.
He didn't do jack shit in Shippuden.
You can do whatever you want in Boruto and Shippuden, but that first fucking.
The tournament arc of Naruto.
Those
was
tuning
beautiful.
exams were just. You could stop
It was
right
hype.
there. You could stop right there. You can read it. It was great artwork. It's a couple.
The Gaara versus Lee fight from the.
When he takes off his weights.
And when Naruto fights
Come
Gaara.
on.
Gaara is such a great character.
Yeah, Kiba was probably trash, but Rock Lee?
Rock fucking Lee. He named his son Metal.
Oh, man.
I don't think they revealed who the mother is yet.
I didn't even know he had a son.
Yeah,
I
Metal
haven't
Lee.
seen any Boruto or read any Boruto.
Yep, he has a son. His son has anxiety.
Can he use jutsu?
I think he can, but I think he takes out after his father, so he's a taijutsu specialist.
Does he use the same haircut?
Not exactly the same, but he wears the green spandex suit.
Yeah. What about Hinata? Does she still fight? Does she stay at home and cook?
Hinata is the stay-at-home mom right now because their youngest kid is only 9. I would hope that, because there's supposed to be a time skip coming up that finally addresses
another time skip.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the kids, but now they're adults.
Oh shit!
Because here's the thing: the opening for the very first episode is the Boruto is an adult and he's fighting the big villain. And he's like, "Oh, I've already killed your father and his friend Sasuke. What are you gonna do?"
Wait.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
Wait.
I know. But that's the very first 5 minutes of the first episode. And then immediately the opening starts and it's "Hi, I'm Boruto. I'm 12 years old and my dad's the Hokage. And I don't like that. I have daddy issues."
5 minutes into the goddamn show, and they just nonchalant say Sasuke's dead.
"No, I've already killed your father." I mean, quote unquote, because everyone knows they're gonna be fine. Sasuke and Naruto are ninja Jesus.
I mean, I don't really give a shit about Sasuke. He's a fucking prick. But to just reveal that he's dead, he's like...
Well, I mean, here's the thing. That's just it. It's just, we're told this, and we're led to believe that the series is going to be about Boruto becoming this great and powerful ninja, taking up after his father.
Okay.
And it would eventually reach this point.
I guess.
And it doesn't. We're like... We're like at the 150th episode, I think, something like that. Like 130th, maybe. And we're just now getting hints to it.
I know
it's been 2 years, and we're just now talking about that again.
Dude, we could do a whole episode on Naruto, but I just wanted to bring it back to the Godzilla. I was watching a video about Kishimoto's... inspiration for making the story, and he just wanted to make a story about the demon fox, but then decided, wait, I also want to do giant kaiju beasts. Let me throw in the giant fox and the giant other creatures. But then, oh wait, I kind of want to give the creatures identities and make 7 other creatures, and then, okay, Shippuden's going to be about the creatures and not about this little fox boy. Okay, and then he's have to like retcon everything. But it's like, okay, and I'm like, man, that's so cool. How he can just... He makes the tournament arc, and maybe you can argue that it should have just ended right there, but no.
Nah.
It grows up. And then
no, the show should have ended after he fought Pain.
Oh, yeah. God damn, like, the whole...
I still, every now and then, will go back and watch the ending clip of Naruto coming back to the village after beating Pain.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, Pain's the one where he actually talks to him.
He destroys the village. He killed so many people.
Dude, when he defeats Pain and he comes back to the village and
like,
everyone's
Kakashi's
celebrating
holding him on the bag and he's like, you did a great job, Naruto.
I'm not going to lie, I was crying my ass off.
Who didn't? The music's there, Naruto's just standing there, wide-eyed going, what's happening? Why are they all here? And they're like cheering for him.
Because I did watch it. I don't even know if I read that, but I did watch it, and yeah, I was like,
Ebby goes through the fucking
he gave the respect of everyone.
Ebby's going through the fucking flashback, going on about how pretty much every major event in the story is like people are starting to like Naruto. It's like, oh, I heard Naruto went to the Mist Village and they killed Zabuza. And it's like, oh, I bet it was all Kakashi. Naruto's useless. Then it's like, oh, Naruto defended the village from the tailed beasts of the sand. Wow, he's pretty good. Oh, Naruto failed to get back Sasuke. Oh no, I hope he's doing alright. Oh, the Akatsuki killed Lord Jiraiya. How's Naruto doing? And it's just like, Damn. And you get hints of that during the actual Pain destroying everything arc. He is literally killing Shinobi, asking, where's Naruto? We'll never betray Naruto. Kill him. Where's Naruto? The Leaf will never betray another Leaf Ninja. Kill him. And it's just going like that at one after another. And it's just like that when you first hear the first one say, Naruto is one of us. That's a blink and you miss it moment. But then you stop and you remember, wait, they're supposed to hate Naruto.
Yeah.
And then Naruto beats Pain. And you get that whole joyous moment of Naruto's a hero, Naruto's great.
One of the most badass shots of the entire series is when Pain does that whole he gets all the fucking rocks and makes the giant ball thinking he's crushing Naruto in the middle, but he activates his Sage Jutsu mode, and he's standing on the outside of the rock with his arms crossed, looking up. He's like, nah, bitch. And he's like upside down, like, whoa! And then
they get into the Looney Tune fight.
Oh, man. And then he's like, nah, I'm not fighting the real Pain. I could sense him like a mile away. Let me go check it out. And he does all that oh, man. But then you're right. It should have ended there. But then you got that whole new arc where they put on the ponchos and like, alright, Naruto, you saved the day, but we gotta go to the summit and meet up with the fucking samurai dudes. And
I'm just gonna say it. The samurai contributed nothing to the Naruto story.
and what was crazy is like it was a whole other nation, like, because in the back of your mind you're like wondering, wait a minute, the whole ninja world is like you assume that's the entire world,
But turns out it's just like the size of Europe.
it's just a tiny little area with all these badass villages, but then you got the samurai world and who knows what else.
Well, it's the Land of Iron, which is the samurai country, is like smack dab in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the actual map of the Naruto world, it's literally just this little thing, and then you just have unknown lands.
Dude. That's like a couple other anime series right there.
They could literally do that.
For all you know, like, Bleach is happening.
Well, maybe not Bleach, because Bleach is supposed to take place in the real world.
Fucking, I was gonna say, not Dragon Ball, that's like a different Earth where the moon keeps getting blown up every few years.
I know, if that happens, the Moon Ninjas wouldn't be as big a problem as they are now. But yeah, no, you know.
Well, they never really describe what kind of Earth it is, because like it looks like it's like feudal Japan, but then you have like TVs
and radio
going on. So who knows?
Like, oh, they can talk like God knows how far on a TV or a microphone to each other, but no, you still gotta light yourself on fire to make sure the message doesn't get away. You still gotta send a fucking messenger eagle across to the other kingdom.
And they didn't even have bikes. They're just running everywhere.
Well, look, when you can run like a fucking ninja, God knows how fast.
It's the only way to get into Area 51.
It is.
Like, that's the truth.
It's the only way to dodge God knows how many bullets.
And I always love how they're Naruto running through the forest, going off of tree limbs, while having a full-blown conversation.
Yeah.
Like they could just hear each other.
I like how there's just like a clear path of tree branches there, or them to just keep going in a line.
Oh, man.
One of my favorite shots is from the Sasuke retrieval arc, I think it is, where it shows Naruto and the team. Like, they're just taking a minute to take their breath. And for some reason, Naruto is hanging upside down from the tree, because... Like everyone else is like, you have someone like using the chakra to just stay on the side, and you have some of the others standing on the tree branch. But no, Naruto is there, just standing upside down on the tree branch like a fucking badass.
Maybe that's I guess that's what he likes doing, because
he's just flexing on them.
That's exactly what he does with Pain. Like,
I wouldn't put it that far, but I mean basically.
You know, he's just he's a silly guy.
Can we all just take a moment to appreciate that? After the Pain fight, like, we got, like, during the Pain fight, we got that whole Hinata admitting her feelings.
To who?
Naruto.
Hinata, okay.
Yes, Hinata.
I'm thinking of Sakura, like...
Oh, fuck Sakura.
Because she's just, like, doing her thing. Okay, Hinata, yeah, okay. I wanted to bring it up, but I wasn't sure if it was then or if it was after the whole...
Naruto clapped them cheeks.
Because I remember at some point, either he was looking for her, like, everyone was like, yeah, like, where's Hinata? And, or she was, like, doing her, like, you know, doing her little fingers, like, oh, where's Naruto-kun? Oh. And then, like, they find each other, but I wasn't sure if that happened after Pain or if that happened after the Great War. But, yeah, they revealed their feelings, and...
Well, that was in the movie, Naruto the Last. It was just during the Pain fight where Hinata admits that she's in love with Naruto, and then she dies, you know, quote-unquote dies.
Yeah.
You know, like how Kakashi dies. And then Naruto goes into his mindless rage.
How did they bring him back, by the way? I forget.
Basically, talk no jutsu. Naruto, like, talked to the real Pain and made him realize, oh god, I'm wrong. Dude. And he basically brought everyone back to life. Using the Rinnegan.
That's some Doctor Who shit, where you're able to defeat the villain using just a conversation. That's probably the one thing I mean... What other character... I thought it was great, like, Goku never did that shit.
I mean, he tried to, but I mean, basically...
But what other characters can you go up to the main villain?
Tell them to fuck off, and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh my god, you're right."
You could probably fight him in hand-to-hand combat, but no, Naruto's like, no, let's have a conversation. Let's start a podcast. He's all Joe Rogan about it. He's like sitting them down. So, what was it like growing up? What was it? Like, oh, well, now that you ask.
I had a tragic backstory where I killed 30 of my classmates.
Or fucking Kabuto's fucking backstory. Where
oh my god.
his mom gave him a helmet or some shit. And
his name literally means helmet.
Oh man, I hated him all the way up until he finally did the sage shit, and then I'm like, alright.
Look, Kabuto's finally doing something.
He was like, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's the only other character who's able to do the sage.
He is.
Mode.
He was the only, like, he did what even Orochimaru couldn't do. He went and he learned how to do sage jutsu. But unlike Naruto, he wasn't good at it, which is why he turned into all reptilian. And shit.
He's still half beast. Naruto, you can see it in his eyes and some discoloration, but oh man,
like even Jiraiya when he went sage mode, like he grew warts and his nose became bigger and
oh, that's right. Damn.
Like he needed the other two frogs to help him out.
And you thought that was the end. You thought that was Naruto at his peak.
But then he combined them. He combined his nine-tailed chakra form with his fucking perfect sage mode.
God.
Which you gotta remember, we've never seen again since the end of Shippuden. Every time adult Naruto fights, he just uses the regular nine-tailed chakra form.
Yeah.
Like you have Sasuke fighting alongside him with the Rinnegan and just one arm and a sword, and then Naruto's using the nine-tailed chakra, and that's cool. But you never see him going full sage mode anymore. It'd be too badass.
Yeah, maybe in the upcoming, seasons. Is he still alive? I mean, spoiler alert.
Yes, of course he's Naruto.
Okay. Is it? I'm assuming it's the same voice actress.
Yeah.
Playing, old Naruto. That's good. Keep it that way.
But yeah, the Great Ninja War took up a whole third of the story. The Boruto no one likes Boruto except, Japan. For some reason, he's so popular.
I'll check it out just because I want to check in with these characters that I've loved for, over 15 years.
The only good thing about Boruto is the characters you've known for 15 years.
It's like, imagine, you grew up with Harry Potter, and in that very last scene of the very last movie, you see them grown up, they just throw on some makeup, and their little dumbass kids are going to Hogwarts. And you're like, wait a minute, did Hermione ever master all of the fucking spells? Did Harry ever, or did Ron? And you're like, wait, they're just old now? They just live in London? They're just
That's Boruto right there.
Lame ass old people? I want to know what they're doing now.
A lot of the ninjas you grew up with are retired. Hinata and Sakura are stay-at-home moms. Choji retired from being a ninja. I mean, they're still all badasses. Don't get me wrong. Sakura has a really good fight.
Can we talk about Choji's team and when Asuma comes back as a dead form, and he
punches a kunai at him?
They have to fucking as they're crying, they just rile together and they have to defeat their old master, and it's very very emotional, and he's he doesn't want to defeat his 3 children fucking students, but he has to.
No, we can't talk about this because
and he's just ugh.
Giant Choji just punched a kunai at Asuma to seal him away.
Oh man, Giant Choji with the butterfly wings.
Shikamaru just threw a kunai up and Choji just punched it.
Shikamaru is the shit.
He is. Y'all know who's more the shit though? Shino.
The bug guy?
Yes. He's never lost a fight. Shino has easily won every fight he's ever been in.
He's very underrated because bugs are scary. I mean, come on.
Shino is the most underrated character in the show.
I hate mosquitoes. I had like 10 of them bite me in the face today at work. If somebody came up to me and could just like
control them,
control a swarm of mosquitoes, like I still have
Be the
flashbacks of when I was a kid and me and my cousins were on the beach and you couldn't even see 10 feet in front of you. There's so many mosquitoes and they're just all over the place and we're like, I still get nightmares. That's frightening. And those are mosquitoes. He could control bees and hornets and spiders and...
Well, technically, he can only control his basic insects.
Yeah, but still, I mean, come on.
But that's all he needs. He only needs those. He's never... Like, the worst Shino's done is he had a draw in the tournament arc against Gaara's older brother.
That's why they're never going to be able to make a live action... As much as I've wanted this for like forever, you can't do any of these characters justice. They'll each need their own episode.
There's just too much show to do it.
It'd be too much of like a, I don't know. It'd be too goofy. Like, ooh, that guy has sand powers. Oh, why is he wearing makeup? Like, no, that's Gaara. He's a fucking dark past. His dad hated him.
His eyes aren't like that because he had a giant tailed beast sealed inside of him that would rampage and kill God knows how many people every month.
Oh, what is that thing on his forehead? It means love? That's gay. Like, no!
It's not gay!
It's not!
You're gay! It's a little gay. Gaara has such a bad haircut as an adult. Have you seen it?
Is it just his normal hair but shorter? Or is it even worse?
I'm gonna look up adult Gaara.
I'm thinking of just the, Gaara, General Gaara from the wars.
Nope, this is what he looks like now.
What?
He lost his messy hair. It's combed and it's slick.
He looks like fucking My Chemical Romance.
Yep, they went full on with the goth emo.
Oh, I guess. I mean, he was an emo icon. I knew a guy that was pretty emo and like, Gaara was his man. It makes sense. Whatever. Ah, man, I feel I think. All right, we're hitting 2 hours and a half. We better stop.
Think about calling it.
We better call it because we could do a Naruto episode. We can do a Godzilla episode. Look, you guys, whoever made it this far, you got a taste. You got a taste of the what could be the true Maibalzich experience, where we just sit around,
scratching our balls,
scratching our cerebral balls, and our real balls, and we're just shooting the shit. We're talking about
whatever the fuck we want.
The good things in life.
Sometimes the bad things in life.
I guess I'll just... Let's see. So we're nearing the end. Yeah, I'm available on Spotify and Google Podcasts and some other places. But you probably already know that. Otherwise, how are you listening to this? Maybe on YouTube. It's going to be like a 2.5 hour video on YouTube. That's going to take forever to render. So, I don't know, but this has been episode 8.
Oh, hold up. And this has been Josh the Wash.
Oh, God.
You can find me on a couple sites. Not really, because I don't do anything. I don't do Facebook or Google or any of that. You will find me on nothing.
You're not on anything? You don't have a Twitter?
I do not.
I have a Twitter.
What's your Twitter?
Oh, you could just type in Maibalzich or my name. I changed it to Maibalzich because I wanted it to be easier. But yeah, just go on Twitter at Maibalzich. It's me in a Batman mask. It's, you'll find me there. I have an Instagram, but whatever. Instagram sucks.
It does.
It's just a bunch of people with pictures, and I sometimes put something up, but it's alright. I mean,
it's good for getting food recipes, but that's about it.
I'm thinking of doing just a Maibalzich podcast Instagram. I'll plug that if that ever happens, but as of right now, it's just my personal Instagram, and it's whatever. There's a Twitter. Um, Otherwise, just keep tuning in, and if we offended anyone, oh well.
Scratch your balls.
You scratch. Yeah, what he said. I'm trying to time it just right, where it just hits 2:30. So, any last words? We're gonna watch some movies, play some games, and
We're gonna talk the shit, do a shit, and do some shit.
yeah, shit, yeah. Raisey Diddly, hit me up. You're beautiful.
Penis.
Yeah, girl.